bowls, hot, ready, and loaded with a 12 to 14 pound roast turkey and all the fixins like stuffing, pumpkin pie, and a lot more. Feeling fancy? Add prime rib, guava glazed ham, and more tasty upgrades. But don't wait. Orders close November 20th or while supplies last. Order online today at pagodahawaii.com. That's pagodahawaii.com.
'Twas the Light Before Christmas on Ice, presented by American Savings Bank, is back and bigger than ever. Now featuring a huge indoor ice skating rink. Step into a sparkling wonderland of lights, holiday music, delicious treats, and heartwarming moments with family and friends. Tickets are on sale now. Don't wait. Reserve your spot and choose your perfect time to experience the magic at AlohaImmersive.com. 'Twas the Light Before Christmas on Ice, December 4th through January 4th at the Hawaii Convention Center.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
At Dow Electric Supply, we're your local-based company with your needs in mind. We see the light in Hawaii, and rest assured, we are with you all the way. Our sales counter and will call are here to serve Hawaii's electricians, developers, utility companies, businesses, and homeowners. The Dial Lighting Gallery showroom is open by appointment only. Go online to www.dialelectricsupply.com. Open weekdays from 7 to 3. At Dial Electric Supply, we see the light.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii Utah Tech coming up. Tip time is in just about 16 minutes here at Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. We'll go through the Big West Conference scoreboard in a moment, but first, Gibson Johnson, just like many, there are a lot of ties connecting these two teams, Hawaii and Utah Tech. Gibson Johnson coached at Utah Tech for a short period of time. We spoke with the Hawaii assistant coach who was in charge of the scout, which makes a lot of sense for this game, a little earlier today.
All right, Coach, before we look at tonight, let's start with last night against Manhattan. You're a big guy, so you take pride in your fellow big men. What was that like watching Isaac Johnson put up 25 and 11 last night?
It was fun. He had it rolling. I mean, he's done that before in the biggest stages, right? Like he had a similar game against TCU in the tournament and led to one of the biggest wins in Utah State history in their program. And so he's done that at this level, and he showed out last night and put on a performance. It was fun to watch. I think the crowd enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, I got this place rocking, but I don't want to forget one other guy in the front court that has played well the last couple of games, and that's Yassi Toomey. Scored in double digits the last couple of games. He's showing some movement up and down the floor. He's making some strides here.
He really is. He's been awesome for us, and what an awesome 1-2 punch, right? Like Yassine can come in, and in the 10 minutes he played last night, he gave us 10 points and 5 rebounds. He gets to the line. He's a great passer, does a lot of different stuff, and they're two different style of players. So I think it allows us, to have a couple different tools in our toolbox and makes us really diverse.
All right, as we look ahead here to Utah Tech tonight, this has to feel a certain way for you. You spent a cup of coffee there for a little bit. Coach Judkins, he's been there for a long time, the dean of coaching there in the state of Utah. What did that time mean to you, and how has that helped sharpen you for the work that you've done here?
I loved my time. St. George is amazing. That coaching staff are really good people. Coach Judkins entrusted with me like a lot of responsibilities. It allowed me to grow as a coach, and I had an awesome time there, and this game is special, being able to know the program so well, but yeah, I think that it'll just come down to us like getting out there and being more disciplined and yeah, I don't know. It is an interesting one. It's a mixture of emotions for sure.
Understandably so. And St. George is a nice place. I agree. And it's not just, that program. You've got players that have played with one another either in St. George or in different programs. Utah State's one of those. You've got a lot of Utah kids here in this game. How does that help, or even sometimes maybe not help when it comes to preparation for a game like this?
I think it helps just because I have a good understanding of what they're trying to do. I was there when they're implementing a lot of these plays that they're going through, so I know what they're trying to get to. And, a lot of it, they trust their guys to make a lot of reads in basketball. Their style of play is put basketball players in positions to make reads and be successful out of it. So, even knowing the scout, you really have to be disciplined in what you're doing, because they can break off anything and make you pay for cheating plays. And, Coach Judkins has a long history of being successful. He's the number one winningest coach in the state of Utah in college basketball. So, there's a lot of respect there, and we know they're going to come out and play tough. They've always played to the level of their competition. Obviously, they struggled with Mississippi Valley, but they also gave Arizona and Arizona State a run for their money. So it's not a team we're taking lightly, and we've got a lot of respect for them, and we need to come out and do our job.
Yeah, 2 OT last night. Trujillo had that three that sent to double OT. Guy can shoot from outside the arc, could present a challenge.
He can really get it going. Him and Ike must have really worked on their game and Ephraim together when they were teammates at Snow last year. He's originally started at Weber State and transferred to Snow, and he was someone that we really liked. He's tough, he's smart, he can get it going from three, and is a big body, so he's gonna present some challenges. But we've got a Snow Badger on our team as well that can put up some points, and we're excited to see that matchup.
Coach, thank you.
Of course.
All right, when we come back, the anthem will be coming up shortly, plus tip, Hawaii and Utah Tech. This is Rainbow Warrior Countdown on ESPN Honolulu.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Did you know emotional symptoms are common after a concussion? Anxiety, sadness, irritability? These feelings can make everyday life harder after a head injury. And if you've had emotional struggles before, recovery could take even longer. That's why it's so important to recognize and understand these symptoms are a normal part of healing. If you need help, contact a medical professional. Learn more at hawaiiconcussion.com. This message was brought to you by Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, HCAM.
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is here for life. For college life, we are giving away 20 college scholarships at $2,000 each for any 2-year or 4-year accredited college. Applications for members and their dependents are open through November 17th at hificu.com/scholarship. Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is here for your future. Your money, your credit union. For life.
For details, visit hificu.com. Scholarship open to members and dependents with accounts in good standing for at least 3 months prior to applying.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of BMW performance without a single piston or cylinder. A generation of all-electric vehicles designed and built like no other. The BMW iX, i7, and i4 revolutionize every drive into a thrilling opportunity to feel the pure rush of BMW 100% electric. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine?
Find your BMW today with a test drive at BMW of Honolulu.
For over 100 years, Aloha United Way has tackled Hawaii's biggest challenges, connecting local people to critical resources. Together with our partner agencies, Aloha United Way has helped families, supported our keiki, and empowered financial stability across Hawaii. We invite you to carry the spirit forward at auw.org/donate. Together, we can shape a brighter future for all of Hawaii. Brought to you by Aloha United Way, aired by the Hawaii Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
All right, coming up, lineups and tip here from Manoa as we close out the Outrigger Rainbow Classic, Hawaii and Utah Tech. When we return, you've been listening to Rainbow Warrior Countdown on ESPN Honolulu.
Coming up on Monday's show, I won't be here. I'm off. I will be going to Las Vegas for the Hawaii UNLV football game. Dave Kawada filling in the mornings all week, and I'm sure he'll do a wonderful job.
Gary Dickman, weekday mornings 5 to 7 a.m. on ESPN Honolulu.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
We have seen this Packer offense be dominant at times. We have seen it from Jordan Love. What are we going to get week 2?
Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers head to MetLife to face the New York Giants.
The Giants, they have dismissed Brian Daboll, and they have named the offensive coordinator Mike Kafka as the interim head coach starting this week.
On ESPN Honolulu, Hawaii sports leader.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Join us for your first look at this year's UH Rainbow Warrior volleyball team at Beer Lab on South Beretania on November 18th. Meet the coaching staff and team as they gear up for another incredible season. Be among the first to see the official 2026 schedule reveal. Enjoy great company, beer from UH alumni-owned Beer Lab, and Ono Pupu provided by Ruby Tuesday Hawaii. Tickets include a Beer Lab drink ticket, pupu, and a limited edition 2026 UH volleyball poster. Get details and reserve your spot at espnhonolulu.com.
It's the tastiest week of the year, Honolulu Restaurant Week, presented by First Hawaiian Bank and MasterCard. Through November 16th, celebrate Hawaii's vibrant dining scene with special menus and exclusive deals at restaurants across Oahu. From fine dining to local favorites, there's something for every craving. Choose from over 60 restaurants, including Arancino, Istanbul, Merriman's, The Social Honolulu, El Cielo, and more. Visit hnlrestaurantweek.com for participating restaurants and menus.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. It's a huge AFC West showdown. Patrick Mahomes leads the Kansas City Chiefs in a mile high to face Bo Nix and the first-place Denver Broncos.
Bottom line is you are what you are. Denver's 8-2, and they've got to be feeling really good about themselves.
On ESPN Honolulu, Hawaii sports leader.
Monday on Let's Talk Sports, we kick off a big week in Vegas. Hawaii is going to be showing out up there.
That F1 race is going to be fun. Tune in starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Honolulu, Hawaii sports leader. Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Time to close out the 59th annual Outrigger Rainbow Classic here from Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. The 3-1 Hawaii Rainbow Warriors looking to take home their 17th Rainbow Classic championship, taking on the Trailblazers of Utah Tech in with a record of 3-3. Hello, courtside. I'm Josh Pacheco. Good to have you with us. The story of this night, Hawaii is without Harry Ruliadeff due to injury. The good news, it is very much precautionary after a collision that he had last night, but he will sit this one out as we will kind of show you what the starting lineup will look like without him here in just a moment. And before we give you those lineups, we pause 10 seconds for station ID. You are listening to Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Part of the IO family of companies.
Utah Tech is the opponent for Hawaii tonight under longtime head coach John Judkins. In his 21st season, he has been coaching collegiately for 33 years, and he is the winningest head men's basketball coach in the state of Utah. As we look at how both teams have built their starting lineups, brought to you by Hardware Hawaii, customer first. In the backcourt, Chance Trujillo, a 6'4", 200-pound redshirt sophomore from Kaysville, Utah. He is a sharpshooter. He helped keep Utah Tech's chances of winning yesterday alive with a three-pointer in overtime against Mississippi Valley State. Also in the backcourt is Tanner Davis, a 6'6" freshman from Smithfield, Utah. He has impressed so far. In the backcourt is Madiba Owana. Owana, a 6'4", 175-pound sophomore from Bordeaux, France. And rounding out the work in the backcourt is Noah Bolonga. Bolonga, a 6'8", 180-pound sophomore from Poitiers, France. The post player inside, Ethan Potter, a senior from Layton, Utah, at 6'8", 230 pounds. Utah Tech is in white, red numbers in red letters, red trimming on the sides of the jerseys. The lineup here for the University of Hawaii, wearing the green tops and pants, Hawaii across the chest, numbers in letters in white on those Nike uniforms. The backcourt is the same, with Aaron Hunkin-Clater running the offense, a 6'3", 175-pound sophomore from Wahiawa. Hunter Erickson in the lineup, a 6'3", 200-pound grad student from Provo, Utah. And Dre Bullock, the grad student guard from Franklinton, North Carolina, at 6'6", 190 pounds. The changes in the front court. Gytis Namiksha will make his first start of the season. Namiksha, a senior from Lithuania, at 6'8", 220 pounds. And in the middle, it is the crowd favorite Isaac Johnson, the 7', 240-pound senior from American Fork, Utah. Eran Ganot in his 11th season at the helm of the Rainbow Warriors with a 174 and 119 record. What will make Hawaii go in tonight's game? It is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. We've got you covered. One thing that Coach Ganot has told us consistently is that they have gotten off to good starts. That's something he is not worried about. It's the details in the middle. Some of those lapses and the bigger lapses that we saw last night were a little more in the area of defensive drops, where you'd see guys get behind defenders, backdoor cuts, slipping screens. There were maybe a few too many of those last night. It's something that Hawaii would like to see improved. And earlier today, there was certainly an emphasis in their work for tonight's game. There was a clear emphasis on defense that was put on preparation for Utah Tech. Hawaii basketball brought to you by Kahala, the original Aloha shirt since 1936. Pick one up for yourself at one of 6 Kahala stores island-wide, or visit kahala.com. It will be Potter and Johnson to get it going in the center circle, as our opening tip is brought to you by HGEA. Hawaii works better when we do. A Hawaii win clinches a Outrigger Rainbow Classic Championship. Hawaii has won 16 previously. As the toss is in the air, the opening tip is fought for and won by the Trailblazers, who will attack the goal to our right. First touch for Noah Bolonga, far wing. Dribbles to the center of the floor, moves it across right for Owana. They'll get it inside and a kick right from Bolonga. Near side, they work it around high left. Long three away. That clanks off the back rim from Owana. And the rebound for Isaac Johnson. Utah Tech scoreless in its first possession. Hunkin-Clater right now at the edge of the midcourt circle. Out left to Gytis Namiksha. Gives it back to the point guard, Hunkin-Clater, and around the perimeter right for Bullock. Lobs it into Johnson. Couldn't handle the pass, but it's tipped back out to Erickson, who pushes it inside for Namiksha. Touches it up over the rim and puts it in. Hawaii scores first 2-0. 19-17 left in the half. Bolonga gets his man up in the air. Kicks out up top Owana and around the perimeter left for Davis. Back up top Owana. They reverse it left. Here's a three from Trujillo off the back iron. Misses. Offensive rebound to Ethan Potter. They'll reset with 20 on the timer. Trujillo top of the arc around the perimeter near wing for Owana. Owana crossover dribble on Hunkin-Clater. Stopped at the low post. Turning, leaning. Kicks out up top Potter. Timer down to 6. Tanner Davis driving on Namiksha, right side of the lane. Tough scoop two, no good. Didn't hit the rim. Timer at 1, and the shot clock's going to expire. That's a shot clock violation. Davis's effort around the defensive pressure went off the backboard and beyond past the rim, did not hit it. So the timer correctly did not reset. 2-0 Hawaii, 18:43 left in the first 20. Hunkin-Clater dribbling left, chest pass between the wing and the slot for Erickson. They'll slip it into the post to Namiksha. Namiksha twists baseline on Owana, leans in, draws help, kicks out for Erickson, hesitates from 3. One hands it back to Namiksha. Across the lane, Johnson Goes up, left-hand hook. That's good. 4-0 start for Hawaii. 100 seconds in. Johnson coming off of the 25 a night ago. Trujillo slow walking it forward, clearing away Bolonga. Now goes off a Potter screen. Trujillo stops inside the wing, bounces it left of the lane off a tip. Potter has it. Backing it on Johnson, turns. Right-hand hook from 13, misses. And Namicha's right there to grab the board. Bullock wants to push it ahead right. Goes off the screen from Johnson. Launches from 3. Knocks it down from the right slot. It's a 7-0 start for Hawaii. 17:50 left to go in the half. And Bullock, who's been a little quiet offensively the last couple of games, fired that one in rhythm. Potter out to the left wing. Davis thought about the 3. Doesn't take it. He'll dribble inside the arc instead and get it to Bolonga. Pressured by Bullock about 30 feet away near side of the court. Gets a pick from Potter. Uses it. Dishes left corner for Davis. Davis driving baseline on Namicha, who cuts him off. Hesitates up for a difficult 2. Davis is able to turn his body and push it off the window and in. First points for Utah Tech, trailing 7-2. 17:15 left in a rolling first half clock. Hunkin-Clater, handoff for Namicha. Bounces it high right for Erickson. And now just above the free throw line, Isaac Johnson brings it back out high left to Hunkin-Clater. Keeps his dribble at the angle, one-on-one with Davis. Uses a late screen from Johnson. Hunkin-Clater, ball shot deflected, but he still got it right over the defender, and it goes in. That was touched, but still kind of forced it through and in to make it 9-2 Hawaii. 16:50 to go off the mid-range 2 here in the first half. Bolonga off a hard screen, steps back and finds Potter straight away. Dribble weave for Owana. Gets a Potter pick. Owana steps into an 18-footer right wing. Barely graces the front rim. Namicha the rebound, and Hunkin-Clater jogs ahead without numbers. Johnson's going to wait for him. Sets the screen. They move it around right to Gitas Namicha. Gave up his dribble. Now moves it back between the circles for the big fish. Left wing for Dre Bullock. Bullock gets a hard screen, and an offensive foul is going to be called on Johnson for setting the screen. Johnson a little perplexed at the call. Kind of extended out the arm, and that's where the foul came, his first. We'll see subs on both sides. Yassine Toomey will come in for Johnson, who will get his first rest. And in for the first time is Jashawn Holtz for Utah Tech. Holt, a redshirt senior from Tacoma, Washington, did not play yesterday. There was the thought he would be back for tonight, and here he is coming off the bench. Potter between the rings, now left wing for Tanner Davis with the dribble in the lane, stops at the low block, lost it momentarily, underhands it to Holt in the paint, turning on Hunkin-Clater. His 8-footer misses off the right iron. Namicha the rebound. Hawaii's got numbers of 5-on-4. Hunkin-Clater, one hands it left for Bullock. He'll drive on Trujillo. Bullock across the lane right, finds Toomey, just sitting there inside the right low post, and is able to put it in. An 11-2 start for Hawaii. 15:40 left in the first 20. Trujillo near side wing. Steps back with the dribble, gets it to Davis. Guarded by Gitas Namicha. Davis bounce pass top of the arc for Potter. Makes the dribble handoff, dribbles into the low post. Toomey bodying him. Turn around 2, baseline side, no good. Toomey the rebound as Potter was kind of flailing away from 7 feet. And Bullock will hurry back right side of the court off the Toomey pick. Bullock lost it, taken away by Bolonga. One-on-one with Erickson, now a 2-on-1. Bolonga, big Euro step in the reverse lane, 2 left to right. Utah Tech capitalizes on the turnover. It's Hawaii 11, Trailblazers 4. 5 minutes gone by in half number 1. Erickson, right side wing. Trujillo trying to slap away at the ball. Can't do it. Out high right for Hunkin-Clater. Shuffles away from a Toomey screen. Leans at the low block. Sets his feet. Goes up for 2. Misses off the glass. Rebound loose. Patted around. And won by Davis. Slowing into the front court comes Bolonga. Bullock waits for it. Bolonga one-hands it high left for Holtz. Thinking about the 3 just above the wing. He'll use his dribble instead. Skips a pass right side corner Trujillo. Overhead pass for Potter and right back to Trujillo off the screen. Try to look underneath for Potter, but his hand was hit as he was trying to attempt the pass. Yassine Toomey picked up his first foul, and we'll get a timeout here on the court with 14:25 left in half number 1. It's Hawaii leading Utah Tech 11-4. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of BMW performance without a single piston or cylinder. A generation of all-electric vehicles designed and built like no other. The BMW iX, i7, and i4 revolutionize every drive into a thrilling opportunity to feel the pure rush of BMW 100% electric. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine?
Find your BMW today with a test drive at BMW of Honolulu.
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is here for life. For college life, we are giving away 20 college scholarships at $2,000 each for any 2-year or 4-year accredited college. Applications for members and their dependents are open through November 17th at hificu.com/scholarship. Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is here for your future, your money, your credit union. For life.
For details, visit hificu.com. Scholarship open to members and dependents with accounts in good standing for at least 3 months prior to applying.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii 11, Utah Tech 4. Getting our first stoppage in half number 1. Leading scores, 3 for Dre Bullock. That transition triple. 2 each for Tanner Davis and Noah Bolonga for Utah Tech. Not a lot of hoops next week. That's a very stark comparison to all the basketball we had this week. Reminder, next week, Friday, it is Kids Day here at Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Rainbow Wahine basketball will be in action against Loyola Marymount. Coverage begins at 10:50 Friday morning. Dave Kawada and Callan Spiller will bring you the action right here on ESPN Honolulu. And how's about our friend Callan Spiller working high school football tonight? Working alongside Mark Veneri on CBS 1500 for Damien and Baldwin in Division I state tournament action over at Farrington. Utah Tech will inbound underneath the basket to our right, near side of the court. Holt looking to get it in, does for Trujillo, short corner near side. They'll bring the dribble outside the arc and back to Holt in the corner. Brings the dribble out and finds Davis between the circles. Bounce pass, high slot, right Potter. Out up top, Bolonga off the screen. His 3 off the back iron. Long rebound is last hit by Utah Tech. Trujillo going right into the front row, and a couple of unsuspecting fans. They're all okay. And it'll be Hawaii basketball as Dre Bullock leaves and Isaac Finlinson enters the game. Finlinson, junior from St. George, Utah. That is where Utah Tech, the campus is, in beautiful St. George. Namiksha leaning in low block right. Gets some space. Goes up. Is 2 partially blocked. Second chance, no. Foul's going to be on Ethan Potter, who had the block on the first attempt. Potter picks up the foul. And Namiksha will head to the line, making his first start of the season with the loss of Harry Ruliadev. Was talking with Gibson Johnson earlier today. I asked for some recommendations for St. George. His first free throw's in. Because one area Hawaii baseball fans will be used to is St. George, Utah, because Utah Tech is going to become an affiliate member of the Mountain West Conference in baseball. So we'll get to see beautiful St. George every year, sometime between March and May. Second free throw. That's around the front rim and in. Hawaii's got a nice advantage right now. It's 13-4 with 13:52 left in the first half. Holt running the point for Utah Tech. Finds Bolonga high left side. Namiksha guarding him in the perimeter. Bolonga trying to keep him arm's length away. Takes him off the dribble. Left of the lane. Kicks for Owana. Guarded by Finlinson into the corner. Brings his dribble out to the wing. Now drives baseline. Owana gets by him and gets a lay-in as Finlinson was caught a step and a half slow on the drive to the rim. Owana the bucket. 13-6 Hawaii. 13:23 left in half number 1. And the Trailblazers look to be in a 2-3 zone here. Hunkin Clater, high right for Erickson. Floats it to the high post, Namiksha. Gets it knocked out of his hands from behind by Trujillo. 2-on-2 the other way. Owana left side. Skips it right wing. Open 3 for Bolonga is an air ball. Loose ball at the baseline is going to go out of bounds. And the opportunity that Utah Tech had, Bolonga had a perfect-looking 3. That was an air ball long. But then right on the other side, Owana had an opportunity for the offensive rebound, and he fumbled it in and out of his hands. So Utah Tech gets nothing out of the defensive transition opportunity it created. And we'll get some subs here. Samuel Aribi, a redshirt senior from Lagos, Nigeria, comes in for Utah Tech, replacing Potter. Erickson finds Finlinson, back up top to Erickson, leaning in right of the lane, jump stop, passes near side wing for Isaiah Kerr, who just checked in. Erickson, right side three, that's around and out. Rebound grabbed by Holt. Also it is Jalen Myers for Hawaii. Holt between the rings, Bolonga, around left for Trujillo. Bounces it to Aribi, straddling the three-point line straight away. Aribi, dribble weave left, Trujillo. Trujillo will get into the far corner, cut off by Toomey. That's a mismatch. And into the post now, Aribi against Myers. Into the corner, Holt for three. That's good. Jashawn Holt is a 44% three-point shooter entering the night. And he gets the Trailblazers within 4, 13-9. 12-15 here in the first 20. Finlinson, top of the arc for Erickson against the zone. Finds Myers straight away. Moves it left for Finlinson. They look into the post for Toomey, and he's fouled before the catch. Aribi was on his left arm. And Samuel Aribi, they call him Toby, picks up his first foul. John Judkins arguing with the official that Toomey extended out his off arm. Inbound into Kerr, left wing. He'll drive to the low block. Draws help, gave up the dribble, throws it out to Myers, and now into Toomey. Toomey against Aribi, drives baseline side, jump stop, up for two. It's blocked by Aribi. Loose ball out to Owana. Bounce pass left for Trujillo, gave up his dribble and throws it out for Bolonga. Great job by Hawaii getting back defensively to keep from an easy transition bucket. Holt against Finlinson and lane line drive right, throws it out to Owana, saved it in bounds by getting it to Trujillo between the rings. Now right slot Aribi, up top Trujillo off the screen, drives and kicks right. Quick three for Holt. That's off the front rim. Myers runs right into the rebound near the baseline. Hawaii by 4, 13-9, 11:23 left in the half. Erickson off a Toomey pick, leans at the free throw line, finds Finlinson. 3 away from the wing, it's short. Trujillo comes up with the board. Hawaii has not scored in over 2.5 minutes. Owana slowly into the front court right, stops his dribble. Trujillo comes back to it between the circles. They move far side for Bolonga, free throw line extended. Now high left Aribi. Aribi, chest pass up top, Holt. Almost ran right into Aribi. He drives lane left, mismatch here with Toomey. Shot clock to 8. Trujillo, high right, Owana against Myers. Crossover dribble. Owana gets it into the post. Aribi, turnaround two off the back rim. No. Rebound tapped out of bounds. Who touched it last? Utah Tech did. And it will be Hawaii basketball here with 10:46 left in the first half. The Bows in a little bit of a dry spell offensively. Still ahead 13-9 on Utah Tech. 10:46 to go in the half. You're listening to Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Did you know emotional symptoms are common after a concussion? Anxiety, sadness, irritability? These feelings can make everyday life harder after a head injury. And if you've had emotional struggles before, recovery could take even longer. That's why it's so important to recognize and understand these symptoms are a normal part of healing. If you need help, contact a medical professional. Learn more at hawaiiconcussion.com. This message was brought to you by Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, HCAM.
This UH sports season, stay cool and go green with Malona Ice Cream. Malona's creamy, refreshing bars are the perfect treat for every Bows fan. And now, you can enjoy Malona's new pina colada flavor, available exclusively in Hawaii. Whether you're watching from the stands or cheering from home, beat the heat and treat yourself to Malona. Find your favorite flavors at Costco, Foodland, Safeway, and 7-Eleven stores. Go green and enjoy Malona, the coolest way to cheer on the Bows.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii has hit one of those unwanted dry spells here with 10:46 left in the first half. They've missed their last 4 shots. Hawaii hasn't scored in over 3 minutes. But fortunately, thanks to a very good start, Hawaii has a 13-9 advantage. But one of the keys here in the last few moments, Hawaii has struggled against the zone defense that Utah Tech has employed here in the last couple of possessions. It's a 2-3 right at the top, and Hawaii just has not shown enough movement to move around those chess pieces of that zone defense to create gaps and ultimately easy scores. At times, almost losing sight of where some of those defenders are in the zone. That led to one turnover where a defender behind a Hawaii guard, just knocked the ball free, led to a turnover and the ball going other way. That's something that Hawaii has to be very careful of. It'll be Rainbow Warrior basketball. Hawaii has turned it over 4 times here in the first half. Myers will inbound, and Utah Tech is going to pick up here full court. Inbound goes into Aaron Hunkin-Clater. Dribbling here to the near side. Myers waits for it, gets it, throws it across right for Kerr. Back to Hunkin-Clater, who will dribble across the midcourt. Takes him 7 seconds to do it. And the Trailblazers will head back into what looks like a man defense here. Hunkin-Clater, high left for Finlinson, back between the circles. Hunkin-Clater stops his dribble, hassled by Holt, throws it out for Finlinson, back high right for Hunkin-Clater. Timer to 4, crossover dribble of 3, to the near side, Kerr, wing 3. That's off the back rim, offensive rebound. Myers goes up, second chance, puts it in. Forced it home off the offensive rebound. That breaks the spell. 5 straight missed shots up until that point. Hawaii leads 15-9 as we've hit the halfway point of period number 1. Off the screen right is Holt with the dribble against Hunkin-Clater. Straight away for Aribi. Handoff left for Davis. Gets in the lane. Davis right hand lane 2. Way too strong. Challenged by Myers. Johnson the defensive rebound. Hunkin-Clater will bring it ahead. Looking for some movement. One hands it to Myers. Now just above the left corner. Finlinson back straight away to Hunkin-Clater. Utah Tech showing zone looks again here. Right for Kerr. Back up top Hunkin-Clater. Hawaii looks a little lost against this zone here. Hunkin-Clater skips it near side. Finlinson with 9 on the timer. Stops in the short corner. Back out for Kerr. Again, Finlinson. 3 away. Too strong right wing. Or off the right iron, I should say. Rebound attempt last touched by Hawaii. And it'll go to Utah Tech after the corner miss. You can kind of, I'm not sure what's being caught and what's not, but the commotion in front of us is, hey, what are we doing against the zone defense? It's almost like that's kind of caught everybody by surprise here in the last couple of minutes. 15-9 Hawaii, 9:15 left in the half. Off the screen right, Holt kicks it up top for Potter around to the left wing. And Boston Harker into the post. Potter against Johnson. Potter goes reverse lane, too strong. Johnson the rebound, and Potter did have the quicker step. Johnson didn't give up the 2, though. Right wing 3 or right corner 3 for Kerr. Misses. Johnson offensive rebound. Put back no good, but he's fouled on the way up by Owana. First on the Frenchman, Madiba Owana, the sophomore. And Isaac Johnson will go to the free throw line with 8:55 here in the first half. And this trip to the free throw line for UH is brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union for life. First free throw, good. It's 16-9 Hawaii with 8:55 left in the half. Johnson coming in an 86% free throw shooter. That's one thing Eran Ganot talked about last night when talking about Johnson. He does all these different things. He is not a liability at the free throw line by any means. Second free throw away. Good as well. 17-9 Hawaii lead with 8:53 in turning here in half number 1. Holt bringing it forward to the top of the three-point line. Potter hands it off to Owana. Now uses a Potter pick. Owana steps back with the dribble, drives right of the lane, tries to get around Kerr. Foul here before the shot. He's going to go against Hawaii, and it's going to be on Kerr. His first. 13 foul on UH. As Holt will bring it in. Floats it to Potter, gives it back to Holt at the right wing. He'll dribble in the paint. Holt gets right around the defense and spins his way into a left-handed layup. Far side of the lane, 17-11. He just rolled off the inbound, got it back. Just had a circular motion, went right into the paint and was not challenged. 8:25 to go in the half. Hunkin-Clater finds Namiksha top of the arc. Will settle for a 3, misses off the back rim. Rebound to Owana. And the Trailblazers have just hung around. Their defense has given Hawaii some problems. Owana leaning for 2 over Bullock. No good from 10 feet. Rebound for Johnson. And he'll give it up to Dre Bullock. Bullock into the front court. Into the paint. Nice find. Namiksha underneath. I don't know that he was looking that way. Kind of looked off the defense and saw Namiksha sitting at the low post for the easy 2. 19-11 Hawaii with 7:52 left in the first 20. Off the screen, Davis left, leaning at the free throw line. Pass out for Harker, deflected and taken away by Hunkin-Clater. It's a one-on-one. Hunkin-Clater the rim, no. Bullock put back is good. Hawaii had a 3-on-1. Credit Harker for challenging, but Bullock was right behind to finish it up. 21-11 Hawaii, 7:29 to go in the first half. Moana floating pass between the big rings for Ethan Potter. And we'll get a foul. Kerr and Moana were entangled. Some off-the-ball movement. It's Kerr's second foul. It'll be Hawaii basketball when we return. Bows 21, Trailblazers 11, 7:23 left in half number one. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Find it at the Cow. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar. There's just one place to play. Find it at the Cow. We got a fresh, hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here. Find it at the Cow.
Get back to Vegas with Vacations Hawaii. Airfare, hotel, meals, and transfers just $8.99.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii leading Utah Tech 21-11 with 7:23 left here in the first half. Some of the important statistics here so far. Hawaii is dominating the battle on the glass 16-7. Not so much offensively. It's 4-2 there, but Hawaii has capitalized on those offensive rebounds. 8-0 in second chance points, and Hawaii winning the points in the paint 12-8. Gitas Namiksha, 6 points, 4 rebounds in his first start of the year, as Harry Rulideff is sitting this one out tonight with the injury suffered last night. 5 for Dre Bullock, 5 for Jashawn Holt off the bench. Facing the Trailblazers, used to be known as the Red Storm of Dixie State, but they've changed their name a couple of times. They've now settled on Utah Tech, and Harker will inbound right in front of us and get it in for Noah Bolonga. Bolonga is guarded by Dre Bullock. Bounce pass between the big rings for Potter. Potter will reverse it left Bolonga. Bolonga with the dribble, skips it right side corner. Trujillo looking inside for Harker, and his pass was nowhere close to Harker at the baseline. Turnover number 3 on Utah Tech, who hasn't helped itself because of its poor shooting. 5 of 19 so far in the first half. As Britton Barrett, a senior from Rigby, Idaho, will enter this game. 7:07 to go in the half. Hawaii leading 21-11. Hunkin Clater off of a Johnson soft screen, stops his dribble, finds Namiksha at the angle. Now they float it into Johnson. One-on-one with Potter. Johnson turning, leaning, right-hand fading hook off the glass or off the rim. Softly falls and goes in. Hawaii's biggest lead now 12, 23-11, 6:47 left in the first half. Trujillo off a Potter screen, keeps the bounce, skips it right Bolonga, near side free throw line extended. Will drive into the lane, got Bullock up in the air, floating 2 from 8 feet left of the paint, is able to go in 23-13. That breaks the 6-0 Bows run with 6:29 left in half number 1. Hunkin Clater looking inside for Namiksha, floated the pass in, and before the shot attempt, foul going to be called on Tanner Davis, his first, for a grab. It's a good look by Hunkin Clater, had Namiksha on the backside of the defense. Foul spoiled that. Hunkin Clater triggered in, lobs it in for Johnson, stumbles, now drives, leans in, he stumbles to the deck and is called for the offensive foul. That's going to be his second. That's one of those that, as good as he is off the dribble, probably one of those where you'd say maybe doing a little too much off of that inbound. That's his second foul, so we'll see how long they have him sit as you'll see Toomey is back in. 23-13, Hawaii's ahead with 6:14 left in the half. Davis driving right of the paint, leans in on Namiksha, turns and fades from about 8 feet, barely grazes the front iron. Bullock brings it ahead, but the ball's knocked away by Davis, and he'll have an easy two-hand jam. I mean, he just stuck his right paw out and knocked it forward. Almost careless turnover, if you will, with 5:52 in the half. 23-15 Hawaii. And Hawaii has had a few too many turnovers to its liking. Hunkin-Clater, high left for Dre Bullock. One-on-one with Trujillo. Crosses over on him. Drives right of the lane. Trujillo strips it out of his hands. That's yet another giveaway. That's Hawaii's 7th here in the first half. Bolonga, one-on-one with Hunkin-Clater. Kicks it out to the near wing, Davis. And now slot right for Potter. Guarded by Toomey in the perimeter. Potter turns his attention left off the bounce. Hands it for Bolonga. Takes a 3 above the wing. Misses short. Long rebound. Toomey's got it. He wants to run. Toomey with a 2-on-3. Lost the dribble. Bolonga takes it away. 3-on-1. Bolonga dishes right. Davis. And he is hammered on the way up by Toomey, who's going to pick up his second foul. You've seen that a little bit with Toomey, where he has a little head of steam and he wants to take the transition himself. Not the most advisable thing to do. In that instance, you saw the turnover. Right now, Hawaii needs to settle down a little bit. 8 turnovers for Hawaii here as the first free throws off the back iron for Tanner Davis. 4 turnovers in the last 101 seconds. Bullock out, Kerr back in. The thing is, Utah Tech is not capitalizing on those turnovers. And that's why the lead is still around 8. Second free throw, that's short. Davis, a 57% free throw shooter, goes 0 for 2 from the line. 23-15 Hawaii, 5:05 left in the first half. Here's Toomey inside the arc, left above the free throw line. Moves it across for Nemecha. Nemecha looking in, can't find Kerr. Will get it back out along the perimeter for Hunkin-Clater, and now Toomey 15 feet away. Squares on Potter. Twists with the dribble. Toomey in the paint, leans in, floating 2. Deadens off the back iron, misses. Rebound goes to Bolonga. And Bolonga's going to hurry it ahead. Nemecha waits for him. Bolonga off the screen. Loses the dribble. Ball's on the floor. Bolonga fighting for it. Still loose on the floor. And we will get a held possession. Possession arrow gives it to Hawaii, although, again, nobody really had it. But the official, you could argue, maybe stopping it a bit early. The arrow in Hawaii's favor. Davis leaves. Holt re-enters. And what has turned into really a kind of a sloppy stretch of basketball here over the last 5 minutes. Hawaii leading 23-15 with 4:38 remaining in half number 1. And Utah Tech showing full court pressure. Inbound goes in Hunter Erickson, who's re-entered. Far side of the court. To the near side, Hunkin-Clater. Throws it across midcourt, finds Nemecha, bounces it to Erickson right, and Hawaii will set up. And Utah Tech, when they go into that full court pressure, once it gets across half court, they turn back into a man defense. Inside the arc left, finds Nemecha right, hesitates from 3, uses the dribble, cuts it off at the top of the key. Bounces high left, Hunkin-Clater with 5. Crossover dribble between the legs, bounce pass left for Kerr. Is too short and taken by Barrett. Swatted it away as he was right in front of the pass. Meantime, Holt the other way. Drives and kicks from Kerr to Bolonga. Bolonga left of the free throw line. High dribble, got away with a carry. Now high left for Trujillo. Finds Potter. High slot left to Bolonga at the wing. Hesitated from 3 to Trujillo. Quick trigger, triple try off the back iron. Goes over the backboard and out of bounds. Utah Tech has been miserable from the floor. 7 of 24. 1 of 8 from outside the arc. Thanks in part to that, Hawaii's holding a 23-15 advantage. 3:46 left in the half. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Looking for a checking account that actually rewards you? Open an eLife or Kasasa Cashback checking account with Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Set up direct deposit and get $100. Already a member? Refer friends. They'll get $100 when they join, and you'll earn $50 for every successful referral. It's easy, rewarding, but only for a limited time. Visit hawaiiusafcu.com/welcome gift for details or stop by any branch. Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Life matters. Insured by NCUA.
Get ready to stay and score with the Pagoda Hotel Honolulu. Catch University of Hawaii football action and score discounted room rates. Your stay and score package includes 2 tickets to a UH football game, your comfy Pagoda hotel room, and complimentary parking. But hurry, there's a limited number of tickets available for the November 8th and November 29th games. Call or book now and make your game day a getaway at pagodahotel.com.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Coming up at the half, we'll update what's gone on with other teams in the Big West Conference and give you the pertinent statistics through what has been a less than stellar first 20 minutes on either side. Hawaii is holding a 23-15 lead. The numbers would make it seem like this is a much bigger deficit for Utah Tech, but Hawaii has turned the ball over 9 times here in the first half. 7 of those forced by Utah Tech steals. I'd say at least half of those somewhat careless, I would argue. Passing lanes, spacing in half-court offense. Something that has really just kind of plagued Hawaii so far. But the Trailblazers have not shot well. 7 of 24 shooting. 1 of 8 from outside the three-point border. Have yet to hit a free throw. As Hawaii will inbound at the baseline, going right to left on your device. Kerr goes right side, Erickson back to Kerr, who will dribble across midcourt and settle Utah Tech back defensively. Kerr gets a Nemiksha screen, stops the dribble top of the arc, bounces it to Erickson in the lane. Jump stop up for 2. Knocked down, I think that was Davis. They'll bring it back out. Actually, it was Barrett who partially blocked that. Kerr looking inside for Toomey, and a reach-in foul is going to be called. Team foul number 7, or number 5, I beg your pardon. That's going to go on Jashawn Holt. His first. So next, team foul number 5. As Erickson will bring it in. No-look pass for Finlayson inside low post right. Erickson was looking toward the near side corner, and Finlayson flashed down the right low post, had an easy 2. 25-15 with 3:12 to go here in half number 1. Owana gave up his dribble between the circles, looking for Potter, and he was held from behind by Toomey, flashing down the right lane. That's 3 fouls on Yassi Toomey. He's got 3. Johnson's got 3. And without Harry Rulideff right now, Hawaii's just got to say, we got to ride with you two and Gitas. So Johnson's back in. That sub brought to you by Dial Electric Supply. They see the light. And here is Ethan Potter at the free throw line. Front end of the 1-and-1 rattles in. And it's 25-16. Potter was Mr. Basketball in the state of Utah 4 years ago from Layton High School, his hometown high school. Second free throw, good. Hawaii 25, Utah Tech 17. 3:07 to play in the half. Here's the kind of soft full court pressure. Kerr bounces it right for Erickson. Erickson almost had it poked away. Hard dribble across midcourt. Bounces toward Nemiksha. Right side wing, Finlayson. Finlayson in the lane. Up and under 2, no good, but he got hit on the arm as he was driving from the right wing into the lane, and he draws the foul on Britton Barrett. His first. And the free throw line goes Isaac Finlayson, a 73.7% free throw shooter, formerly played at Utah Tech. As he knocks down the first free throw. I use the word played in air quotes because he played a total of 4 minutes for the Trailblazers in 2 games before transferring out and having one heck of a time at Snow College. Second free throw off the short iron. Rebound grabbed by Potter. 26-17, Hawaii ahead of Utah Tech, 2:47 left in half number 1. Potter top of the arc, 1-2, dribbles, hands off left for Barrett at the angle. Brings it back out between the rings, Owana, now near side Holt. Gets a late screen from Potter. Holt gets around Johnson. His 2 swatted away by the big fish. And it's Nemiksha who comes up with the loose ball. Good recovery by Johnson. The other way comes Kerr. We'll bounce it for Johnson. Potter comes from around him and swats it away. Potter 1-on-2. He will go up for a 2-hand jam. My word. He went right around Nemiksha and just flushed it home. Big man running the break. 26-19, 2:08 left in the half. They'll get it into the post and Nemiksha. Gave up the dribble. Looking baseline, has to throw it out, finds Erickson. Someone check on the rim on that end, see if it's okay. Boy, that was a gnarly dunk. Erickson 6 on the timer. Inside the arc, kicks out right. Johnson 3. That's around and out. This crowd would have erupted if that went down. Rebound Owana. There at 100 seconds left in the half. Hawaii by 7. Far wing Bolonga. We'll get a screen from Potter. Goes baseline. We'll kick it out right corner. Taken away by Kerr. Cut off the pass. They were looking for Holt in the corner. Erickson will hurry it ahead across the timeline. Johnson sets the screen. Erickson uses it. He's cut off in the corner. Out to Johnson at the angle. Fakes a pass. Drives and looks inside. What a find for Nemiksha. Just sitting there back door. Johnson the assist, Namiksha the 2, and a timeout taken by UH. With 1:18 left in the first half, Hawaii brings its lead back to 9 at 28-19. Hawaii head coach Ron Gannat has called a timeout, brought to you by HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, and probably a good time for that to take it on what was making something good out of possessions that Hawaii has not gotten a lot of good out of. Here in these last few minutes, the assist from Johnson, who has kind of filled up the stat line a little bit. 6 points, 5 rebounds, his first assist. And finding Gitas Namiksha, it's not been flashy by any means, but Namiksha's first start has led to 8 points and 5 boards in 15 minutes. So it'll be Utah Tech basketball with 1:18 left in the half. And Barrett will bring it in. I think they were trying to get Hunkin Clater in, but he got to the scorer's table too late, so he couldn't sub in here at the timeout. Holds off the screen, gets in the lane, leans on Kerr. No call, and then it's thrown away. They wanted a call on Holt for pushing off on Kerr. Didn't get the whistle and was trying to throw it to the near side wing. One of his teammates was there, ended up trying to go toward the basket. Ball came toward us. That was a turnover. Giveaway number 6 for Utah Tech. 1 minute to go, first half. Hawaii leading 28-19. Top of the arc, Hunkin Clater. Touch pass, Jalen Myers. Quick 14-footer. All silk right in the paint. 30-19, Hawaii. Myers getting his first points with 48 seconds left here in the first half. Holt slowing it down into the front court. Hawaii man defense with AHC on him. Top of the arc, Moana touches it back to Holt. Moana crossover triple, got away with the travel. 18-footer at the free throw line, around and in. And Madiba Moana comes up with his second field goal. He's got 4 points, 30-21 Hawaii. About a 2.5-second difference between game and shot timers. 22 ticks left in the half. And Hunkin Clater is going to walk around the front of that midcourt circle. Utah Tech's going to wait for him at the three-point line. Shot clock down to 10. Finlinson touches it back to Hunkin Clater. High right, Erickson up top. Hunkin Clater hesitates, gets inside the arc with 3. His pass knocked down, gets it back with 2. Drives short corner. That 2 is partially blocked by Barrett, and it'll be a shot clock violation. With 2.6 seconds left here in the half. And Utah Tech will burn its use it or lose it timeout. See what kind of possession they can get here with 2.6 seconds left here in the half. Now, obviously, you're inbounding from the baseline. It's not going to be much of a possession. You've got to get it as far down the floor as you can, going from left baseline, having to go across left to right with very little time remaining. We'll see how Hawaii tries to play that defensively if they put any pressure here on the inbound. That will be something to watch for. Certainly, for both head coaches, not a first half you're particularly thrilled about. But getting into the locker room in a much better mood certainly could be helpful. And Hawaii holding a 9-point advantage can play a part in that. Inbound coming from Holt. Finds Belonga 3/4 of the court away. With 1 second, Belonga just across midcourt. And that shot over the backboard too strong. Utah Tech, 9 of 28 from the floor in this first half. A team that shoots a little over 43% from the floor on the year, but not very good from three-point range, 27.7%. And some of that is being shown right in front of us. A very tough shooting first half for Utah Tech. Hawaii's turnovers have helped the Trailblazers stay in this game. And after the first 20, it's Hawaii leading the Trailblazers of Utah Tech 30-21. Our halftime report coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Want to take control of your money and build real wealth? Join Hawaii Business Magazine Saturday, November 22nd at Punahou School for Money Matters 2025, presented by Hawaii State Federal Credit Union. This all-day financial conference features award-winning financial journalist and best-selling author Jean Chatzky, who will share strategies on how to grow your wealth. Breakout sessions such as getting started, mind over matter, getting back on track, or retirement planning. Seats are limited. Register today at hawaiibusiness.com.
'Twas the light before Christmas on ice, presented by American Savings Bank, is back and bigger than ever. Now featuring a huge indoor ice skating rink. Step into a sparkling wonderland of lights, holiday music, delicious treats, and heartwarming moments with family and friends. Tickets are on sale now. Don't wait. Reserve your spot and choose your perfect time to experience the magic at alohaimmersive.com. 'Twas the light before Christmas on ice, December 4th through January 4th at the Hawaii Convention Center.
Catch the excitement of University of Hawaii Rainbow Wahine Volleyball on ESPN Honolulu and CBS 1500. Feel the energy, the pride, and the passion, both on air, online, and on the ESPN Honolulu app. We've got you covered, both home and away, as the Bows look to win their final Big West Championship. Our coverage is also brought to you in part by Young's Fish Market, Fort Ruger Market, Hawaii Pacific Health, Waialae Plumbing and Construction, Any Place Lounge, and the Hawaii Building and Construction Trades Council.
Whether you're huddling up for an office lunch, celebrating a birthday, or kicking off a baby shower, the Old Spaghetti Factory is your winning play. From office lunches to special events, the Old Spaghetti Factory makes every event a winner. Let us take care of the food so you can focus on your special occasion. Go to osf.com to book your event today. Family owned and operated and serving Hawaii since 1978. The Old Spaghetti Factory, where every gathering is a home field advantage.
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by Smart Tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. TurboTax stores opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
At the break here at Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center, Hawaii holding a 30-21 lead on Utah Tech. Kind of a frustrating first half. Hawaii did get off to a very good start, as has been very much commonplace for UH. Unfortunately, the struggles at times have been real, and we have seen it, especially on the offensive end of the floor for the Rainbow Warriors against what at times has been a frustrating zone defense that the Trailblazers have put on the Bows so far. Let's slice through the pertinent first half stats here. It is brought to you by Slice of Waikiki. After the game, enjoy Slice of Waikiki. 21-inch pizzas, huge slices, the freshest ingredients, plus sides and salads at 333 Seaside Avenue. Open till 11 p.m. and until midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. The numbers so far, UH shooting 52.2% from the floor, 12 of 23. That's the good. 1 of 8 from outside the arc. Not really the story. 5 of 6 from the free throw line is okay. It's the 9 turnovers that kind of don't sit well so far that Utah Tech, to its discredit, has not taken advantage of. Just 6 points off of those 11 Hawaii turnovers. But what Hawaii has done, they have gotten the ball in the paint. They've gotten 20 of their 30 points inside the painted area, and they are winning the battle of the boards. 20-10, 4-2 on the offensive glass, 8-0 in second chance points with UH. Leading scorer is Ketis Namiksha, 8 points, 5 rebounds. He is 3 of 5 from the floor, 6 for Isaac Johnson with 5 boards, and 5 for Dre Bullock. Utah Tech is just struggling mightily from the floor. 9 of 27, shooting 33%. Also 1 of 8 from distance, and 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Their leading scorer, who is Ethan Potter, their leading scorer and rebounder, has just 4 points and 3 rebounds in over 16 minutes. It's not that he's in foul trouble. He's just been held pretty much ineffective and has spent most of his time really outside of the three-point line as compared to within it. And that's not really where they want Ethan Potter to be. Deshaun Holtz is their leading scorer tonight with 5 points. Chance Trujillo has not hit a field goal. He is scoreless. Tanner Davis has 4 points in over 12 minutes. Madiba Owana, 4 points in over 14 minutes. Not much to speak of for Utah Tech, except its defense, with 8 steals in the first half, has been what has kept the Trailblazers in it. 30-21, your halftime score. We'll look at the Big West scoreboard and more when we return. You are listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Want to take control of your money and build real wealth? Join Hawaii Business Magazine Saturday, November 22nd at Punahou School for Money Matters 2025, presented by Hawaii State Federal Credit Union. This all-day financial conference features award-winning financial journalist and best-selling author Jean Chatzky, who will share strategies on how to grow your wealth. Breakout sessions such as Getting Started, Mind Over Matter, Getting Back on Track, or Retirement Planning. Seats are limited. Register today at hawaiibusiness.com.
Hawaii's keiki deserve to grow up safe and loved. So if you see something, hear something, or just have a feeling that something's not right, don't ignore it. Report it. Your call is confidential and you can remain anonymous. Child Welfare Services is here to help. Your call could save a child's life. Call 808-832-5300. Statewide, call 1-888-380-3088. Or in an emergency, call 911.
Sponsored by the Office of the Governor, Hawaii Department of Human Services, and aired by the Hawaii Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Get ready to stay in score with the Pagoda Hotel Honolulu. Catch University of Hawaii football action and score discounted room rates. Your stay in score package includes 2 tickets to a UH football game, your comfy Pagoda hotel room, and complimentary parking. But hurry, there's a limited number of tickets available for the November 8th and November 29th games. Call or book now and make your game day a getaway at pagodahotel.com.
It's the tastiest week of the year, Honolulu Restaurant Week, presented by First Hawaiian Bank and MasterCard. Through November 16th, celebrate Hawaii's vibrant dining scene with special menus and exclusive deals at restaurants across Oahu. From fine dining to local favorites, there's something for every craving. Choose from over 60 restaurants, including Arancino, Istanbul, Merriman's, The Social Honolulu, El Cielo, and more. Visit hnlrestaurantweek.com for participating restaurants and menus.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by Smart Tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. TurboTax stores opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii 30, Utah Tech 21 here at the half. Let's go around the Big West Conference and check on scores here today. UC San Diego remains perfect here in the early part of the year. Triton's a 75-67 win over Idaho. Tom Beatty, the former Rainbow Warrior, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists for UCSD. UC Riverside started 2-0. They've dropped the last 2, including a 76-74 loss at home to North Dakota. Cal State Fullerton falls to 1-3, losing at home 85-73 against Pacific. And UC Irvine improves to 3-1. The Anteaters a win over Weber State by the final score of 79-70. Second half adjustments are brought to you by Lex Brody's Tire Company. Wear your University of Hawaii apparel when you visit any Oahu Lex Brody's location and get an additional 5% off your purchase. for Hawaii. You got to clean up right now the issues in the half-court offense. It's spacing. It's being a little more decisive, but you've got to move around those defenders. Hawaii's been inconsistent there. They've gotten some good inside looks. The outside game just hasn't been there, but that's certainly something that Hawaii does need to clean up. But what would also help for Hawaii is a good first 4 minutes out of the gate here in the second half. 9 points. The way it's gone, 9 points feels a little uncomfortable right now against this Utah Tech team. 30-21. It's Hawaii ahead here at the half. The second half, when we return to Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center in just a moment. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Want to take control of your money and build real wealth? Join Hawaii Business Magazine Saturday, November 22nd at Punahou School for Money Matters 2025, presented by Hawaii State Federal Credit Union. This all-day financial conference features award-winning financial journalist and best-selling author Jean Chatzky, who will share strategies on how to grow your wealth. Breakout sessions such as Getting Started, Mind Over Matter, Getting Back on Track, or Retirement Planning. Seats are limited. Register today at hawaiibusiness.com.
'Twas the Light Before Christmas on Ice, presented by American Savings Bank, is back and bigger than ever. Now featuring a huge indoor ice skating rink. Step into a sparkling wonderland of lights, holiday music, delicious treats, and heartwarming moments with family and friends. Tickets are on sale now. Don't wait. Reserve your spot and choose your perfect time to experience the magic at alohaimmersive.com. 'Twas the Light Before Christmas on Ice, December 4th through January 4th at the Hawaii Convention Center.
Had too much to drink tonight? Before you start your car, think. The police will set up sobriety checkpoints around the state. Besides getting arrested and losing your license, you could kill yourself and others around you. It can happen to you. So if you're driving impaired right now, park the car. Call your family or a taxi to pick you up. Remember, drunk driving, over the limit, under arrest. Don't drink and drive. Sponsored by the State Department of Transportation, County Police Departments, the Hawaii Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Catch the excitement of University of Hawaii Rainbow Wahine Volleyball on ESPN Honolulu and CBS 1500. Feel the energy, the pride, and the passion, both on air, online, and on the ESPN Honolulu app. We've got you covered, both home and away, as the Bows look to win their final Big West Championship. Our coverage is also brought to you in part by IBEW Local 1186, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, Hawaii Ford Dealers, Hele, and Waiakea Water.
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by Smart Tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. TurboTax stores opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Closing in on half number 2. Some of the flashlights on the camera phones are out with Country Roads being played here at Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Let's pause 10 seconds here for Station ID. You are listening to Rainbow Warrior Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Part of the IO family of companies.
Josh Pacheco and our great crew here from Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. We're looking across the way. I see Patty Mills talking with the television guys. He's the new general manager of the University of Hawaii men's basketball program. One of the guys that the Roots and Reach program has been big for him. Utah Tech ball to start the second half, going from right to left on your device. Trujillo, Potter, Bolonga, Owana, all on the floor. Here's Potter just above the low post left, and will drive and kick up top. Bolonga thought about the three, got Bullock up in the air, didn't take it. Now crosses over, drives right the lane, stops at the post, turns and kicks, angle left Davis. Near side wing Owana. And now Potter about 16 feet away, left baseline. Drives on Johnson, gets him up in the air, reverses off the back iron. That goes in. Just got Johnson off a step, was able to turn back around. He kept his pivot foot, and he was able to get it in. 30-23, Hawaii, 19-22 to go in the second half. Utah Tech, man defense here. Johnson, 15 feet away, elbow right. Looks inside, finds Namiksha leaning on his man. And we'll get a foul here called on Bolonga, who's not thrilled. His first foul. Bolonga thought that Namiksha pushed him away for space, but the official says there was contact to the side of the head. That's what drew the foul. Inbound goes in Namiksha, driving on Bolonga, left side. Floater from 13 feet is good. That matchup getting a little physical there on that end. 32-23. It's Hawaii leading Utah Tech. 1 minute elapsed, second half. Davis goes between the rings. Owana back to the near side wing. Davis, who penetrates on Namiksha, takes him down to the low post, and Namiksha got his hands on him to push him off a little bit, and Gitas picks up his first foul. You wonder if this is going to get called a little bit tighter here in the second half. That was one that probably would have been let go in the first half. Not something that had been called very much at all. Inbound to Potter at the baseline, out for Owana. Above the left wing, uses a Potter screen. Owana leans, gets Hunkin Clater up in the air, turns, finds Potter inside, hesitates, goes up for two, misses. Lots of contact, no whistles are blown. Here comes Bullock the other way. Bullock in the lane, missed the right-handed jam. Was a little out in front, that one curled off the rim. The other way, they find this Utah Tech Davis. Davis gets in the lane, cut off by Erickson, throws it out for Trujillo high left. Bounce pass for Potter straight away. Potter reverses left, Trujillo at the slot. Off a screen, pull up 18-footer straight on. That's in. That's the first field goal for Chance Trujillo in this game, and it's 32-25, 18-10 to play. Trailblazers hanging within 7. Bullock looking to find Johnson, can't get it, and now floats a pass to him top of the key. Bounce pass into the post, left Namiksha, backs down Davis, who knocks it away. Davis gets the steal. Utah Tech's got a 5-on-4. Davis near side Trujillo. Trujillo drives on Erickson, kicks right corner Owana. Owana will get to the wing, fire a three, misses it short. Bullock the rebound. Hawaii's defense is able to adjust, react, and force the miss. Bullock three in transition off the back iron. Long rebound comes out to Utah Tech. Trujillo will jog into the front court. Settles his pace, gets a screen from Potter, moves it right side Owana. Reverses course, high slot left Davis. And now Potter above the right wing to Bolonga's. Top of the arc three. Off the mark, off the back rim. Rebound Trujillo. And Hawaii's coaching staff getting up and said, hey, let's slow this thing down. Let's get a possession here. Hunkin Clater will roll off the screen. We're going to whistle away from the ball here. And this is going to go on Trujillo. Called for a hold. Some might argue maybe a makeup call because he probably should have gotten a foul on the other end for the contact going for the rebound. Owana comes out with Jashawn Holt re-entering for Utah Tech. Hunkin Clater looking to inbound. Floats it in, finds Johnson left wing. Gives it back to Hunkin Clater, circling to the free throw line, nowhere to go. So he comes out beyond the arc and will reset things. Charted by Tanner Davis, and Davis going to be called for a hand check. And he's looking at the official like, whoa, what else can I not do? Davis's second foul. Third team foul. It really does feel like this is going to be called a little tighter here in the final 20 minutes. Bullock gets it into Hunter Erickson. And now it's Davis guarding Erickson. It's a screen from Johnson. Erickson, right side, far corner to Namiksha three. That's short. Rebound. One-handed out of the air by Holt. Not a strong start here for Hawaii offensively in half number 2. Holt got his dribble stripped. Back out Bolonga. Moves it back to Holt. Slot left. Lobs it inside for Potter. Hemmed in at the baseline. Finds Bolonga flashing to the rim. Just curling right over his teammate. And he's able to come across and get a lay-in. 32-27, Hawaii within 5. Hawaii up by 5. 16-22 to play. Bullock standing between the rings. Floats his pass, elbow right for Johnson. Johnson looking in, throws back out for Bullock. Bullock hesitates, finds Johnson top of the arc. Dribbles, one-hand pass left for Erickson. He's held by Tanner Davis, and that's 3 on Davis. The next really sequence here is going to be who handles the way this game is being kind of patrolled differently here. Who gets more frustrated, who adjusts. Erickson inbound, thrown in behind Johnson. Namiksha tracks it down near midcourt. Namiksha hard dribble against Trujillo. Now we'll try again. Namiksha trying to force the issue, and Trujillo's not thrilled with that call. And he has a few words that he lets loose. And the officials give him, frankly, a little leeway. I mean, his hand just kind of came up a little bit, and that's where the call was. But Trujillo, I mean, Namiksha just forcing the issue, forcing the dribble, and forcing the foul. 5 team fouls already here in the half. Inbound lobbed into Johnson. Back to Erickson, right wing. Erickson driving, gets help from Potter. Kicks into the quarter. Bullock takes the 3. Drives baseline. Bullock flies in with a right-handed jam. There's the highlight reel from Trey Bullock. Got his hand up in the air, and he sends it home with a one-hand flush. 34-27, 15-42 left here in the half. Potter standing top of the arc. Clears one man away. Goes back right for Holt. Holt gives it back to Potter, flashing off the screen. Gets the basket in off the right side of the lane, and he draws the 3rd foul on Isaac Johnson. And here might be your pivot point with 15:32 to go in the second half. Foul issues becoming a problem. Johnson picks up his 3rd foul. A free throw here for Ethan Potter when we return. Hawaii 34, Utah Tech 29, 15:32 to play. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hey, what you doing in the tree? Oh, I was trying to install this photovoltaic on the roof. Then the ladder fell. Bro, I had to go bathroom, so I tried climbing down this tree. Now I stuck.
I don't think that's what they meant by go green.
Yeah, brother. Just help me get down.
If you want your PV system installed right, call a unionized electrical contractor today at 847-5341.
IBEW, local 1186, lighting your path to the future. When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Find it at the Cow. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar. There's just one place to play. Find it at the Cow. We got a fresh hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here. Find it at the Cow.
Get back to Vegas with Vacations Hawaii. Airfare, hotel, meals, and transfers just $8.99.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
We've got 15:32 to play. This is arguably Hawaii's toughest test here in the Outrigger Rainbow Classic, a Utah Tech team that hasn't been to the islands since 2018 as a member of the Division II. They were the Pac-West Conference for a long time with fellow Division II Hawaii schools, HPU and Chaminade and University of Hawaii at Hilo, and for a time, many years ago, BYU Hawaii. They went to the RMAC after that, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and then ultimately in Division I in the Western Athletic Conference, which this year is down to 7 schools. That conference is diminishing before our very eyes. Hawaii would know a little bit about that in a past life. Here's a big period now with 15:32 to go. Isaac Johnson's out of the game for Hawaii with his 3 fouls and a number of subs here. Isaac Finlinson and Yassi Toomey coming in for Aaron Hunkin-Clater and for the aforementioned Johnson. Free throw for Potter is in. Utah Tech is within 4, 34-30 with 15:31 to play. They have made this game a game once again. Utah Tech back in its zone. Erickson between the rings. Quick movement left, Finlinson. Back up top, Erickson. They reverse it left to Finlinson to the post. Toomey. Quick movement leaning in on Potter. Strips it out of his hands. Taken away by Owana. They don't have the numbers coming ahead. Holt trailing. Takes an open 3. Left to the top of the arc. No good. Long rebound for Bolonga. He's fouled by Toomey, and that's his 4th. And here comes major foul trouble here for Hawaii in the post. 4 on Toomey, 3 on Johnson, and Jalen Myers is going to come into the game at 6'8", and Hawaii is going to be a much smaller team here for the foreseeable future. Basically have Namiksha at the 5, and then you got Myers and Finlinson inbound out of the reach of Potter. Can't save it. It's out of bounds, and it's right back to Hawaii. Hawaii catches a break with 15:05 to go. But now really what you watch now, Utah Tech with Potter, that matchup on both ends, and then the length of Bolonga at 6'8" at guard. A couple of matchups now with Hawaii going smaller. Erickson, Finlinson above the left wing into the post. Namiksha, Potter's on him. Namiksha trying to rip the ball away from a help defender. Throws it back out for Finlinson. Drives left of the paint. Leans. Throws up basically nothing and draws the whistle. That's going to be on Holt. It's his second. It's the 16th foul, but it was in the act of shooting. So 2 free throws for Isaac Finlinson here with 14:46 to go. Trip to the free throw line is brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union. Finlinson's first, spins around the rim and goes in. Finlinson at Snow College was a teammate of Chance Trujillo over at Utah Tech. Trujillo scored 10.9 points per game at Snow last year as Finlinson knocks down the second. Finlinson was only the JUCO Player of the Year, scoring just under 19. 36-30, Hawaii, 14:40 to play. Off the screen, Holt keeps the dribble, driving lane line right. Kicks a tough pass, but it's handled inside. Hesitating, going up for 2. What's the whistle? It's going to be a traveling violation. That's going to be called on Toby Uribe. It was not a good pass. Uribe just happened to be in the right place on a pass that wasn't intended to go there. And then Uribe was just trying to muscle his way in. He gave up his pivot foot. 36-30, Hawaii, 14:25 to play. Finlinson, far sideline, back up top to Hunter Erickson, just above the right wing. Bullock, he'll take a quick 3. That's way off, flanking the backboard and the back rim. Bolonga will run the other way. Finlinson catches up to him. He drives and kicks right, finds Shashawn Holt. Holt off the screen, lost the dribble, recovers it, moves it right wing for Davis. He goes baseline, and he's fouled by Gitas. Second on Namiksha. Check that. Is that on Namiksha? No, it's on Jalen Myers. I didn't see where Myers came into the equation. Myers is first. And the inbound coming from the baseline, thrown in right wing, Bolonga. Off a pick. Bolonga stumbles, and there's the Namiksha foul as he was extended out, drawing Bolonga down to the deck. And Namiksha's like, really? That's Namiksha's second. 11 fouls have been called in nearly 6 minutes in the first half. Somewhat even, 6 on Utah Tech, 5 on Hawaii. The point being, this game has been ground to a near halt. Holt, he goes to the ground, slips, recovers the ball. Officials say there was no travel, so play goes on. Davis trying to drive right. He slips on the floor. Ball loose, taken away by Myers. Has Bullock up ahead, and he'll sky for a 2-hand jam. And the officials will stop play here for a moment because I think they want to check the floor. Or are we going to get a timeout here? We will get a timeout. A 30-second timeout taken by Utah Tech. They will look at the floor there at the top of the arc where he had a couple of slips in consecutive possessions. But while they do that, we have a time for a message. 13:49 to play. Hawaii leading 38-30. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Lex Brody's Tire Company would like to say thank you very much for supporting UH. Wear your favorite UH gear into Lex Brody's and get an extra 5% off tires, brakes, and most other services on top of LexBrodys.com Super Saver coupons. You're the best fans, and Lex Brody's voted #1 in North America is the best choice for brake repairs and to purchase tires. Please visit LexBrodys.com for additional details and to set an online appointment.
Thank you very much.
Tire Company.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's long-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit LexBrodys.com for the best tire value on Oahu. Thank you very much.
Lex Brody's Tire Company.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
13:49 remaining. Hawaii has a 38-30 lead on Utah Tech. Utah Tech took the timeout, and that allowed for some time. There wasn't a lot of time taken. A couple of the officials were standing right at the top of the three-point line to our left. One of the young kids working this game had a mop out, and they were just inspecting it. They put the mop to it. Looks like they're happy with it. But a couple of unfortunate slips on that same side in about maybe 30 seconds or so. Then it makes you kind of pay attention to the floor a little bit and make sure that it's good for everybody to play on. Trujillo back in the game for Utah Tech. He and Holtz, along with Aribi, Owana, and Bolonga, the five on the court for the Trailblazers. They go high right side, Bolonga, guarded by Isaac Finlinson off of a kind of a moving screen. Bolonga driving, getting around Finlinson. His lay-in misses, but he is fouled on his way to the rim. It's Finlinson's first, and it is in the act of shooting. So 2 free throws for the 6'8 Frenchman Noah Bolonga, who was at St. Bonaventure last year, got to go to the NIT for the Bonnies. 9 points yesterday against Mississippi Valley State. That ended the stretch of a couple of games in a row where he scored in double digits. First free throw, good. 38-31 Hawaii with 13:36 remaining. One more. That free throw's in. 38-32. And Utah Tech will pick up here full court once again. Looks like a 1-2-2. Erickson floats a pass across far side Bullock. Bullock will get across midcourt. Took him 7 seconds. Finds Erickson. Now they skip it left corner. Finlinson fakes from 3. Finlinson drives. Dishes underneath for Myers. Goes up and puts in a soft 2 with the left hand. Lipping right over the rim. 40-32 Hawaii. 13:15 remaining. You break that press, and then Bullock knocks down the steal. Bullock to the rim! Oh my! Bullock jamming it home with one hand. His third dunk of the night. Bolonga the other way. Dribbles out, finds Trujillo. Straightaway 3. That cranks off the right rim. Loose ball inside. Holt goes up. His 2 is good. It's 42-34. That will silence things. Well, this place erupted off of Bullock's third dunk of the evening a short time ago. 42-34, 12:44 to play. Erickson behind his shoulder, kicks left Finlinson. Swiss, Finlinson will get a foul before the shot attempt. He is hacked by Trujillo. That's his third, and it'll be 1-1 for Finlinson. Yeah, Bullock just kind of stuck his arm out between 2 defenders, and they're going to hold things because Utah Tech sees another wet spot in that same spot on the floor, and the official's like, where? And one of the assistants comes out and is pointing out where it is. And the official still's like, where? And then they finally say, okay. I mean, it's something when the officials are looking out with their arms outstretched and like, well, where is it? Front end of the 1-1 misses, and the rebound is grabbed by Owana. Gamesmanship is the word I might use with that. Owana one-hands it out for Holt, standing right at the edge of the midcourt circle. Back to Owana. High slot left. Owana doesn't use the screen. Now Will has the dribble in the lane, trying to get by Myers. Ball comes free. It's out of bounds. It's last touched by Utah Tech. And he tried to dribble in the lane, but it was so congested, it was hard for him to keep the dribble. Lost it, looked like off his foot. 12:21 to go. Hawaii 42, Utah Tech 34. Erickson slowing it across midcourt. Hawaii going from left to right on your device. Erickson gets him to Meekshus. Nope, doesn't use that. Use a Myers screen. Erickson slings that up top. Myers. He drives right of the lane. Cut off 13 feet away. Back out for Bullock. He'll take the three straight away. That's off the back iron. Long rebound goes out to Owana. Hawaii has been ice cold from outside the arc tonight. 1 of 12. Belonga leaning in on Finlandson. He's cut off. Brings it back out to Madiba Owana. Now top of the arc, Toby Uribe. High right side, Belonga stripped out by Finlandson. It will stay Utah Tech basketball. 16 to shoot. 11:45 to play when you return. Hawaii 42, Utah Tech 34. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Looking for a checking account that actually rewards you? Open an eLife or Kasasa Cashback checking account with Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Set up direct deposit and get $100. Already a member? Refer friends. They'll get $100 when they join, and you'll earn $50 for every successful referral. It's easy, rewarding, but only for a limited time. Visit hawaiiusafcu.com/welcome gift for details or stop by any branch. Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Life matters. Insured by NCUA.
Who doesn't love a good pizza? Visit Slice of Waikiki, your favorite pizza by the Slice Shop. For over 13 years, they've been serving up huge, freshly made slices and delicious appetizers for locals and visitors alike. Drop by their new location at 333 Seaside Avenue to instantly satisfy your pizza cravings by the slice or build your own whole pie masterpiece. Visit sliceofwaikiki.com for pickup, delivery, and catering options. Slice of Waikiki, freshly made pizza with aloha.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii 42, Utah Tech 34. We've got 11:45 remaining here from Manoa. Next time the Rainbow Warriors hit the court, it will be next Thursday when Hawaii takes on Arizona State. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Rainbow Warrior Countdown on ESPN Honolulu. 7:05 tip. Utah Tech played Arizona State on Sunday and lost 81-66. Knocked down 9 threes in that game. But one of the big problems, they shot just 40%, and they were 13 of 22 from the free throw line, shooting 59%. Charity stripe has been a little bit of a problem for Utah Tech this year, shooting under 68%. Hawaii's 5 on the floor. You've got Erickson, Finlandson, Bullock, Myers, and Namiksha. Holt, Potter, Owana, Belonga, and Trujillo back out there for Utah Tech. Trailblazers inbound far sideline. Here's Holt, who got it back off his inbound. Bounces it high left side for Belonga. Belonga gets a screen, moves it back to Trujillo into the low block. Potter, double team comes. Potter now will back down. Namiksha leaning up with a right hand. Whistle before the shot, and a foul on Namiksha, and that's number 3 on Gitas. But at this point, if you're Hawaii, what are you going to do? Johnson's got 3. Gitas is 3. Toomey's got 4, and they're going to call on the big fish here. And by the way, the foul was not in the act of shooting, so it's 1-1, and that's why Namiksha could come in now. Namiksha coming out, a nice job. Hunter Erickson talking to him, saying, hey, just keep your hands up. Keep your hands straight up. Force him to do something. Front end of the 1-1 from Potter is good. 42-35. Potter scored 22 points and grabbed 13 rebounds yesterday against Mississippi Valley State. He's got 2 consecutive double-doubles. Second free throw is in. 42-36. 11:30 to go. Full court pressure put on, still here. Here's Bullock walking forward, moves it backwards left. Erickson back to Bullock, gets across the timeline. It's Bullock, Erickson, Myers, Johnson, and Finlandson on the court. Erickson gave up his dribble. Now left of center, Johnson looking inside, trying to find Erickson. Saved in bounds for Finlandson, but it's off his foot and out of bounds. Johnson knows that mistake was on him. He thought he had an opportunity to get it down, find Erickson, but it was out of his reach. Bullock's going to get a breather. Isaiah Kerr is going to come in for him. Rob Jones out there on the court, assistant coach. Commanding effort from a defense that's now going to extend here to a 2-2-1. Front 2, free throw line extended. Middle to half court, Johnson in the back. Holt crosses midcourt. Now Hawaii will sag back. 11 minutes to go. Hawaii leading 42-36. Defense chance here in Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Holt around the perimeter left to Wana. Drives by Myers. Floating 2 is an air ball. And Erickson comes up with a loose ball. An air ball from about 11 feet. Myers ahead. Right corner curve. Back to Myers and into the post. Johnson. Here's the matchup against Potter. Johnson backing him down. Still backing him down. Turns. Leads. Somehow doesn't give up the pivot foot. Kicks out left wing Finlayson. He drives. Spins. Goes up wild too. It's no good. But Finlayson will head to the line. And he will draw the foul on Potter. That's his second. Isaac Finlayson will head to the free throw line. 5 points in 15 minutes off the bench. And it has been a hard-fought 5 points for Finlayson. Hits the first free throw to make it 43-36. Aaron Hunkin-Clater's going to run to the scorer's table and check in for Hunter Erickson. Finlayson's got one more. Free throw away. Good. 44-36. Hawaii just kind of hanging in that 8 number right now with 10:31 to go. Trujillo, cross midcourt, gives it to Holt. They move it around right for Bolonga. Back up top, Holt. High post, Trujillo. Turns to the low block. Gives up his dribble. Finds Potter at the free throw line. Potter thinking about it. Kicks left corner. Bolonga for 3. That's around and out. Rebound for Johnson. Utah Tech is 1 of 13 from outside the arc in this game. Trailing by 8. 10:07 to go. Myers above the right wing. One hands it up top to Finlayson. Spins on his man. Gets in the lane. Swatted out by Bolonga. Loose ball goes to Hunkin-Clater. Left wing Myers into the post. Johnson kicks it right side. Is Myers low post. Turn around. Left hand hook. Too strong. Loose ball comes out to Bolonga. He leaks out to the right side. Utah Tech doesn't have numbers, but he wants to back down Hunkin-Clater with his size. Bolonga low post. Turns. Left hand 2. That floater just turned right on Hunkin-Clater and used his 5-inch advantage to just turn, put it up and in. 44-38 Hawaii, 9:32 to go. Hunkin-Clater dribbles top of the arc, finds Myers. They want to get it to Johnson. They're denying him now. Finlayson shot fake. He drives, turns, twists, 10-footer. Off the back rim, misses. Hawaii has not hit a shot in over 3.5 minutes. Leading by 6. Near side Holt into the left corner. This is Trujillo. Bounces it out to Potter. Between the wing and the top. Potter will shoot a 3. That barely hits the front rim. Loose ball grabbed by Myers in the paint. And that's when you know it's desperate because Potter's 0 for 4 on the year from 3 coming in. 8:57 to go. 44-38. Hunkin-Clater floats his pass to the elbow. Knocked away by Potter. Look out. Saved it in bounds, but right to Johnson. Left side Myers for Kerr underneath. Swatted. Taken away. Owana has it. Oh, Hawaii had a chance there as Utah Tech was all out of sorts. Holt, bounce pass, finds Bolonga. Got the mismatch again with Hunkin-Clater. Slaps his hand out of the way. Bolonga backing in low post. Turns around. Left-handed 2. That goes again. And Bolonga does that too small kind of thing to kind of showboat on Hunkin-Clater with 8:25 to go. Hawaii's going to call for time. 8:24 to go. Hawaii 44, Utah Tech 40. And all of a sudden, Noah Bolonga is stepping in and saying, I got game and I want to take it. Iran Ganat's called for time. Brought to you by H-Camp, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Hawaii 44, Utah Tech 48, 24 to go. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Did you know emotional symptoms are common after a concussion? Anxiety, sadness, irritability? These feelings can make everyday life harder after a head injury. And if you've had emotional struggles before, recovery could take even longer. That's why it's so important to recognize and understand these symptoms are a normal part of healing. If you need help, contact a medical professional. Learn more at hawaiiconcussion.com. This message was brought to you by Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, HCAMP.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
8:24 to go here in the second half. This has been a chess match between Hawaii and Utah Tech. 44-40 Hawaii ahead. And so far, well, I should say right now, the guy that has stepped into a starring role is Noah Bolonga, the 6'8" sophomore guard from France. Bolonga has found himself in a matchup advantage with 6'3" Aaron Hunkin-Clater, and he has used that to his advantage, has taken him down to the low post, backed him in for two just kind of quick turnaround jumpers. He's gotten 4 in a row. Bolonga now leads all scorers with 12 points on 5 of 10 shooting in 28 minutes. And because of that, Hawaii has had to react with Hunkin-Clater now out of the game. Hawaii brings back Isaiah Kerr with Dre Bullock, Gitas Namiksha, Hunter Erickson, and Isaac Johnson. You see Britton Barrett in this possession for Utah Tech, along with Tanner Davis, who's back. Hunter Erickson dribbling between the rings, gets a Johnson screen, keeps the dribble left, draws help. Erickson cut off at the low post, throws it out, finds Bullock well away from the basket left. 13 to shoot. Bullock gave up the dribble, floats it to the mid-block. Johnson, one-on-one with Potter, backing him in. Ball knocked away, and Potter got his hand in there, and is going to be called for the foul. 3 on Potter. 19 fouls, so it's 1-1, one final time here in the half, or in the game. It'll be Johnson shooting 1-1. Hawaii heading to the free throw line, brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union for life. 6 points, 8 rebounds for the Big Fish. Front end of the 1-1 is good. 45-40. Isaac Johnson's had to play through some foul issues. He's got 3 right now, and they really could use him the rest of the way, with maybe a little pit stop to the bench in between just to gain some fuel. Second free throw, good as well. 46-40 Hawaii, 8:05 left to play. Again, Hawaii showing some of that three-quarter court pressure. Trujillo will dribble across the timeline with under 8 to go. Kind of slow this one down. Trujillo, far right for Barrett. Back up top, Trujillo through his legs. He recovers the basketball to the near side wing. Now, high post left, Davis squares, go to the right wing. Barrett, three, knocks it down. Britton Barrett says hello, then stumbles to the floor, backpedaling the other way, and then comes up with a steal, cutting off a pass for Kerr. Up ahead near side Owana. It's 46-43, 7:28 to go. Kind of the unlikely set of plays for Barrett, the senior. Trujillo off his screen up top. Kicks up top, Potter. Moves it around left for Davis. Bounces it into Potter in the post. Spins on Johnson. Reverse lay-in is good left to right. The Trailblazers are within 1. 46-45, 7:08 left to play. Erickson dribbling right. Johnson slips the screen. Straight on 3 away. That's off the right rim. Owana comes up with a rebound. Trailblazers could try for the lead. They've never held it. They were throwing it up for Potter toward the rim. It was way out of his reach. Goes off the backboard, and Hawaii takes it away. Erickson walking forward. Trujillo waits for him. Johnson sets the screen. Erickson uses it to Gitas Namiksha straight away. Far wing for Kerr. Driving baseline. Kerr reverse lay-in that goes in. His first points of the night. Hawaii's back ahead by 3. 48-45, 6:32 to play. Hawaii really needed that too, as this game was kind of grinding to some ugly moments here. Owana, top of the arc, finding Tanner Davis. Back to the near side angle, it's Potter, about 21 feet away. Top of the arc, Davis drives on Namiksha, stumbles to the ground, and a whistle called. And that's the 4th on Gitas Namiksha. It'll be 1-1. Both teams think this is the media timeout. There's no timeout here. The last timeout, which was under 8.5, was the under 8 media timeout by rule. I guess everybody forgot. And there's a lot to think about right now. So both teams will stay on the floor. It is 1-1. That was the 8th team foul. That's going to be the question here. Namiksha's going to have to stay in there. Namiksha with 4, Johnson with 3. Kerr comes out, Hunkin-Clater re-enters. I wonder if Utah Tech thinks about countering with Bolonga. He's still on the bench. Davis shooting 1-1, 57% free throw shooter. Front end is away. Front end is good. 48-46. 6:16 remaining. 11 points, a season-high 8 rebounds, and 7 assists for Tanner Davis last night. Second free throw off the back rim misses. Erickson the rebound. Clock rolling under 6:10 to play. 48-46 Hawaii. Hunkenclater, pass high slot left to Meeksha, far wing for Bullock. He drives, goes up for two. The bucket's good, and he draws the foul. Decisiveness from Dre Bullock. He goes right to the rim. Trujillo was trying to take the charge. He's called for the block instead. It's his 4th foul, and Bullock a chance for the 3-point play. In these minutes where it seems like things have been kind of helter-skelter, that was the one time where Hawaii needed someone to step in and say, I am going to make my move. You try to stop me. And Bullock has been that guy. Free throw up, free throw in. Hawaii ahead 51-46. 6:05 left to play. Bullock now 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Trujillo walking across the timeline. Hawaii will sag back. Waiting at about the 3-point line, a 2-3 zone. Barrett right up top, Trujillo. He'll take a long 3. Trujillo knocks it down straight away. Almost daring him to hit one. Utah Tech was 1 for 13 a moment ago. Now 3 of 16 from 3. Hunkenclater dribbles inside the arc, right up top for Johnson. Drives left of the lane. Johnson lost it for a moment, got it back. Pushes up a 2 over Potter and gets it in. 53-49, 5:25 to go. Hawaii leading by 4. Trujillo guarded by Dre Bullock, a good defender. Hawaii back in what looks like a man defense here. Far corner is Davis. Davis brings it out. Owana right of the midcourt logo. The reverse course is dribbled to the right side of the court. You'll use a Potter screen. Gets around it. Owana pull up 16-footer left side off the rim. Misses. Johnson the rebound. And a reach-in foul is going to be called on Owana. Missed the shot, then tried to reach in and try to take the ball away from Johnson. Couldn't do it. Second foul on Owana. And Hawaii's now in the double bonus the rest of the way. And Johnson will shoot free throws. We had fun with Isaac Johnson last night. He was talking about his, it's the Big Fish clap, or he might have called it something different. I can't remember at this point. It's been a long game. But he talked about how he had an NIL deal with a fast food chain while he was playing at Utah State. First free throw goes in. It was in honor of the Big Fish, it was the Big Fish milkshake. And the flavoring in the milkshake was Swedish fish syrup. And he said it was good. I'll take his word for it because I don't know that I would want to try it. One more here. Johnson's free throw is good. 55-49, 5:01 to go. Utah Tech has been hanging around. They've started to make some shots recently, though. Something to watch. Bolonga has it above the right wing, guarded by Bullock. Gets a screen from Potter. Bolonga driving left, turns, lobs one up, looking for Potter. Way off the mark. That was somewhere between a shot and a pass, and it both had the same result. Nothing for Utah Tech. Hunkenclater dribbling high right. Moves it across left for Namiksha. Dribble handoff to Bullock. Well, one-handed top of the arc for Johnson. Dribbling, waiting for Erickson to make a move. Now gives it to him. Free throw line extended. Erickson drives, leans. Erickson turns. Right-hand hook off the back iron. No! But put back by Johnson. Got it up with his right hand to finish it up. Hawaii's up by 8. The largest lead in quite some time with 4:12 to go. And now the onus on the defense to make a stand here. Holt finds Bolonga. He's guarded by Bullock again. Bullock trying to strip it away. Couldn't. Bolonga driving. Gets around the rim, around the baseline. Throws it out high side for Holt. Left for Trujillo, and he is bumped by Erickson. And Eran Ganat throws out his hands and says, that's rubbish. Well, at least I think that's what he said. Erickson's first foul. Free throws coming up for Utah Tech. The final time they'll be in the 1-and-1. Trujillo, an 88% free throw shooter to the line after this. 3:55 to go. Hawaii 57, Utah Tech 49. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
This UH sports season, stay cool and go green with Malona Ice Cream. Malona's creamy, refreshing bars are the perfect treat for every Bows fan. And now you can enjoy Melona's new pina colada flavor, available exclusively in Hawaii. Whether you're watching from the stands or cheering from home, beat the heat and treat yourself to Melona. Find your favorite flavors at Costco, Foodland, Safeway, and 7-Eleven stores. Go green and enjoy Melona, the coolest way to cheer on the Bows.
Aloha from Waiakea. As a proud corporate sponsor of University of Hawaii Athletics, we're committed to keeping our athletes and fans hydrated with delicious volcanic water straight from the Big Island. Our water originates atop the Mauna Loa volcano as rain and snow melt, filtering through thousands of feet of porous volcanic rock and re-emerging at the surface as refreshingly crisp, naturally alkaline water. Learn more at waiakea.com and find us at most stores across the islands. Live aloha, drink Waiakea.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Got 3:55 remaining. Hawaii leading Utah Tech 57-49, trying to put the clamps down here in this final stretch of this game. Largest crowd of the night here at Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Tickets issued 5211, turnstile 3,300. A nice even round number making it here to the arena tonight to see Hawaii try to win the Rainbow Classic for the 17th time in the 59 years of this event. And it's been a competitive one. Utah Tech lost to Manhattan on Wednesday, beat Mississippi Valley State in double OT last night. Manhattan lost to Hawaii last night. We mentioned the win over Utah Tech on Wednesday. And then Mississippi Valley State has been very competitive these last two games. They got blown out by Hawaii. The Delta Devils will leave the islands with an 0-3 mark. Chance Trujillo shooting 1-1, front end away and good. 57-50 with 3:55 to go. Trujillo started at Weber State, redshirted, went on his 2-year mission, then went to Snow College last year. Second free throw off the front rim, misses. Rebound Hunter Erickson. Trujillo, Isaac Finlinson were teammates at Snow. 7-point lead, 3:45 to go. Utah Tech back in its zone. Erickson to Namiksha. Right side, his two, no good. Put back too strong. Loose ball tapped around. It's won by Trujillo. That's a rare miss for Namiksha for about 9 feet. Holt, left wing three. That's good. Trailblazers within 4. Deshaun Holt knocking down his second three. He's in double digits with 10. 3:22 to go. 57-53 Hawaii. Hunkin Clater trying to figure out the zone. Erickson, his pass toward the corner, was knocked down by Davis. And another Hawaii turnover. It's 17th of the night. Right corner, Trujillo three. That's good. Trailblazers within 1. Look out. Hawaii 57, Utah Tech 56. And the Bows are going to call for time. And the Aggies the Trailblazers, who were just frankly awful from 3-point range for the first 30 minutes of this game, all of a sudden have found some life and a 3-point stroke. Hawaii's lead at one point was as large as 12. It is down to 1 with 2:59 left to play. Eran Ganat is called for time. Brought to you by HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. That Utah Tech zone has caused a lot of problems for Hawaii. That last turnover, needless. Just Davis putting his left hand out, taking a chance to knock down a bounce pass, and it did. And it led to the giveaway. Johnson, Bullock, Erickson, Hunkin Clater, Namiksha the 5 on the court. Inbound will be thrown across the timeline to Hunkin Clater. Utah Tech now goes into a man defense. They're trying to deny Namiksha the ball. They'll go right, Hunkin Clater off the screen. We'll throw it up top for Johnson. Jabs, looks inside, floats it for Namiksha, finds him, and he puts the 2 in. They had a mismatch with Trujillo. Great job by Johnson, just lobbed it up and let Namiksha go and get it. 59-56, 2:35 remaining. Davis, top of the arc for Holt, back to the near side. Davis driving on Namiksha, who cuts him off. Davis will work off of Potter, leans in. Potter stripped out of his hands. I think that's Bullock who stripped it away. Bullock coming up on the run near side, gets around a defender, goes around, dishes left corner. Erickson out for Namiksha for 3. Off the back iron. No, Bullock tip. It's good. And a foul. The highlight reel doesn't have to include a dunk. It can include a tip back, which drops in and draws the foul. Wow. He went up. His right hand got on it. Tapped it in off the glass. The foul on Holt, his third. And the lead, just like that after the three, is up to 5. Bullock can make it 6 if he can knock down the free throw. He's got 16 points, added up to 17. 62-56 Hawaii, 2:13 to go. Just the kind of stretch Hawaii needed for a tiny bit of breathing room. Holt between the rings, off the screen from Potter. Hunkin Clater goes right over it, causes some disruption there. Davis left of center, now centers it up against Amik Shaw off the dribble. Looking left, gave up the bounce. Davis needs somewhere to go, bounces it to Potter. Dribbling right of the lane, a handoff for Holt. Goes short corner right. Holt dishes inside. Potter up for 2. It's blocked by Bullock. Potter took forever to go up in the air, and Bullock met him and swatted it away. 100 ticks to go. Hawaii by 6. Hunkin Clater near side finds Johnson top of the arc. Lobs it for Namicha. Taken out of the air, though, by Bolonga. Bolonga's 6'8". He can hang with the bigs. Potter driving on Johnson. Can't get around him. Throws it right corner. Trujillo. Trujillo to the free throw line. Leans. His shot partially blocked. Put back Potter. No, but he's fouled. I think Johnson partially tipped the shot from Trujillo. Foul is going to be called on Hunter Erickson, his second. That will dampen the volume here for a moment, as Potter will head to the free throw line. Timeout situation, by the way. Utah Tech has a 30 and a full remaining. Hawaii has a full timeout left. Potter shooting 2. First one, all net. 62-57. 14 points, 5 rebounds for Ethan Potter. Not close to the double-doubles he's had the last 2 nights. Second free throw is in. 62-58. 1:22 to go. Hawaii needs to be very careful with the basketball here. Full court trap defense put on here. They bounce it far side. Erickson bounces it near side to Hunkin Clater. They get across midcourt. Namicha touches it left for Bullock. Bullock missed the dunk. He was trying to go up for a highlight reel dunk. It went off the back rim. Up ahead, Bolonga 3. Short. Rebound. Bullock trying to hold on to it. He's fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line the other way. Oh, man. Trujillo fouls out. This place is buzzing. This place is absolutely buzzing. And if that dunk had gone, we might have thrown a party after the game for it. He just tried to make a play. It didn't work out. He's missed 2 dunks, but nobody keeps that stat. But credit to him, he got down the other end off of the missed 3, which maybe was a force by Bolonga. Flew in, went to go get the rebound, and it drew the opportunity to go to the free throw line. And that's why they really love Dre Bullock, because it's not necessarily all about on that one side, the dunk, but he hurried back and did his work on the other end, and that's something that they are accustomed to seeing from him. 2 free throws here for Dre Bullock. First one up. Good. 63-58. 18 points, 5 rebounds for Dre Bullock. He is a perfect 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Crowd calms. The highlighter green shoes. Second free throw is away. That's in. 64-58. 1 minute to go. Holt's going to race into the front court. They got no Trujillo, so this is big here without their best shooter. Holt driving. His 2 going baseline is good. And Utah Tech will use one of its 2 remaining timeouts. 54.4 to go. Kind of figured Utah Tech would kind of stop things. It allows the defense to set up their full court press again, which Hawaii has had an easy time with. And if you're Hawaii, you'll give that up. In a 6-point game, you'll give up that 2. Just going baseline as long as you don't foul. And that's the one thing that Hawaii made sure. Once he had the step, he didn't foul kind of let them get by, get the 2. It's still a 2-possession game. Big thing here is don't turn over the basketball, 1. And 2, ultimately, you don't really need something quick here. With 54.4, a good possession does mean you take a lot of time off the clock. Hawaii has Namiksha, Erickson, Hunkin, Clater, Johnson, and Bullock, the 5 on the floor. No Harry Ruliadev tonight. Out after getting hurt last night. Namiksha looking to inbound. Can run the baseline, throws it into Erickson. Double team is there. Erickson trying to get out of it. Erickson throws it up ahead. Far side finds Bullock. He'll get across midcourt. Bullock throws it away. He was trying to go across the floor for Johnson, and for whatever reason, he tried to throw it up for Johnson, and it was about a half a foot out of his reach. And that's for someone 7 feet tall. A mind-blowing error. And then Bullock knocks out the inbounds pass, and Utah Tech is saying, why are we getting no help on the inbound with 45.2 left? Hawaii has turned the ball over 19 times. But fortunate to hold a 4-point lead. Bolonga inbound, thrown in right for Owana. And Hawaii will not hassle too much until they cross midcourt. Holt does. One-on-one with Hunkin Clater. Gets a screen up top for Potter. Dribble handoff left. Bolonga. Angle left 3. That's no good. Rebound Erickson. There is a very small difference between game and shot clock. Utah Tech's got to think about fouling here. They finally do. They'll foul Hunkin Clater. Does Tanner Davis. That's his 4th. But there's 21.3 on the clock. And now the shot clock is off. It was like a 1/10 of a second difference between game and shot clock. And for whatever reason, Utah Tech just decided they weren't going to foul. I don't think they really realized the time and score situation. It's a 2-possession game. Hunkin Clater is going to shoot a pair. First one is around and out, off the left rim and out right. Britton Barrett in for Madiba Owana. 21.3. If you're Utah Tech, you don't necessarily need a 3 here. Let's see if this free throw potentially changes the thinking. Second shot from Hunkin Clater. Short rebound. Tip! Johnson's got it. And Bullock's going to hold on to it left wing. He is fouled, and that's going to be the 5th on Tanner Davis. And the long right arm of Isaac Johnson comes into play. Just got his hand on it. Didn't really have control, but kind of allowed him to ultimately gather it and get it away. Davis finishes with 5 points in 26 minutes. Second Utah Tech player to foul out. And Bullock, regardless of what these 2 free throws do, it will be a 2-possession game no matter what. Bullock has been the star tonight. First foul shot, good. He's 5 of 5 from the free throw line. 65-60. 17.8 left. Here's the second one. Off the front iron and in. 66-60. Inbound goes in for Holt. They're going to race across midcourt. Holt inside the arc right. Lay in a good right around Johnson, and Utah Tech will use its final timeout. 11.8 to go. We'll step away. Hawaii 66, Utah Tech 62. The finish when we come back. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of BMW performance without a single piston or cylinder. A generation of all-electric vehicles designed and built like no other. The BMW iX, i7, and i4 revolutionize every drive into a thrilling opportunity to feel the pure rush of BMW 100% electric. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine?
Find your BMW today with a test drive at BMW of Honolulu.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
11.8 seconds remaining. Hawaii trying to hang on here, leading 66-62 on Utah Tech. Bows need to make sure they get a clean inbound here. Aaron Hunkin-Clater can run the baseline. Utah Tech not guarding the inbounder. Hunkin-Clater looking to throw it in, and Hawaii will use the timeout just as the ball was inbounded. Hawaii uses its last timeout with 11.8 to play. Hawaii fans might say, well, they got the ball in, but you don't want to take any chances, and Utah Tech covered that pretty well. Eran Ganat has called Hawaii's final timeout of the game, brought to you by HCamp, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. So both teams are out of timeouts here. Main thing, and Hawaii's coaching staff ensuring that, because, remember, we have the timeout because of right off a made basket. The ball has not been entered in yet, still off that made basket. So what's important for whoever's inbounding the basketball is you can run the baseline. You're not stationary to where you are. So if you're looking for an angle to inbound the ball, or if, let's say, you want to do some trickeration and have someone go out of bounds to catch a pass, and then you throw it back in, whatever you want to do, something funky, whatever that is, you can do that because you have the ability to run the baseline. You're not locked into where you are. Main thing here, you don't turn it over. It's a 2-possession game. You don't want to give Utah Tech anything. Hunkin-Clater will inbound. Erickson, left elbow. Bullock behind him. They'll throw it in for Bullock. He's got a running start, and he is fouled by Owana. Far sideline with 10.3 remaining. Owana's third foul. That's really pointless at this moment, but it's about Bullock, who has answered the bell at the free throw line. Bullock was a 60% free throw shooter coming into this game. Tonight, he is 6 of 6. He has done the job and has been the most important force for Hawaii tonight. First free throw good, make it 7 of 7. Hawaii 67, Utah Tech 62. One more coming. Free throw up. That's in. 68-62. 10.3 to go. Holt racing ahead left. Will get a late screen. Gives it up top for Barrett. He'll fire straight on 3. An air ball that goes out of bounds with 2.9 left. And now Hawaii fans kind of feel like we're close. Hunkin-Clater inbound goes into Erickson. Nobody's going to foul him. And Hawaii's going to win the Rainbow Classic. But they had to get down and dirty to do it. Utah Tech gave Hawaii everything it could handle tonight. Ultimately, the Bows win 68-62, earning their 4th consecutive win. Going to 4-1 on the year. Utah Tech will leave the islands going 1-2 here in the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. A very gritty showing for Coach Judkins and his squad. They dealt with foul trouble. They dealt with a lot of different issues, but ultimately, Hawaii was a little too much down the stretch when it mattered, as Coach Ganat and Coach Judkins, 2 long-time head coaches, talked with one another here at the conclusion of what was a very, very intense contest. Final score, Hawaii 68, Utah Tech 62. We'll come back. We'll have some highlights and more here in just a moment. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Get ready to stay and score with the Pagoda Hotel Honolulu. Catch University of Hawaii football action and score discounted room rates. Your stay and score package includes 2 tickets to a UH football game, your comfy Pagoda hotel room, and complimentary parking. But hurry, there's a limited number of tickets available for the November 8th and November 29th games. Call or book now and make your game day a getaway at pagodahotel.com.
It's the tastiest week of the year. Honolulu Restaurant Week, presented by First Hawaiian Bank and MasterCard. Through November 16th, celebrate Hawaii's vibrant dining scene with special menus and exclusive deals at restaurants across Oahu. From fine dining to local favorites, there's something for every craving. Choose from over 60 restaurants, including Arancino, Istanbul, Merriman's, The Social Honolulu, El Cielo, and more. Visit hnlrestaurantweek.com for participating restaurants and menus.
Want to take control of your money and build real wealth? Join Hawaii Business Magazine Saturday, November 22nd at Punahou School for Money Matters 2025, presented by Hawaii State Federal Credit Union. This all-day financial conference features award-winning financial journalist and best-selling author Jean Chatzky, who will share strategies on how to grow your wealth. Breakout sessions such as Getting Started, Mind Over Matter, Getting Back on Track, or Retirement Planning. Seats are limited. Register today at hawaiibusiness.com.
Whether you're huddling up for an office lunch, celebrating a birthday, or kicking off a baby shower, the Old Spaghetti Factory is your winning play. From office lunches to special events, the Old Spaghetti Factory makes every event a winner. Let us take care of the food so you can focus on your special occasion. Go to osf.com to book your event today. Family owned and operated and serving Hawaii since 1978. The Old Spaghetti Factory, where every gathering is a home field advantage.
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by Smart Tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. TurboTax stores opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Looking for a checking account that actually rewards you? Open an eLife or Kasasa Cashback checking account with Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Set up direct deposit and get $100. Already a member? Refer friends. They'll get $100 when they join, and you'll earn $50 for every successful referral. It's easy, rewarding, but only for a limited time. Visit hawaiiusafcu.com/welcome gift for details or stop by any branch. Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Life matters. Insured by NCUA.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii head coach Eran Ganot speaking to the crowd right now before we do the awards presentation. As Coach Ganot, I'm not sure how much is caught here. You can listen to it right here.
Because when the Rainbow could have gotten away, it did not. And that's because of the power of the Hawaii fan base. And Coaches vs. Cancer could have been gone because we lost the Diamond Heads, and it did not go away. We had a great event today. Thank you.
Yeah, the Coaches versus Cancer gala before the game in the hospitality room.
Really appreciate it. Let's give a hand to all the teams in the Rainbow Classic, please.
Mississippi Valley State's hung around there to our left behind the opponent's bench.
Big shout out, and I already said it to all our sponsors, Outrigger, Sean D over here. Where's Jeff Wagner? Give him a big hand.
This Outrigger, the title sponsor of this event.
The last thing, for a guy who, and this is a rare opportunity to speak to the crowd. I'm 5,000 miles from where I grew up, and I feel like I'm at home because, again, the power of the Hawaii fan base. Thank you.
Coach Ganot taking the opportunity to talk to the crowd a little bit. You don't get that very often. We don't always see Coach Ganot in front of a microphone. But, well, when it's not talking to Spectrum Sports or when it's not talking to us after the game. But there's a lot of appreciation, and he has – the one thing he's consistently done is he has instilled on the fan base and on this team in general how important the Outrigger Rainbow Classic is. You may have heard a little bit of it there where he talked about how it is the longest running multi-team event in the country, now in its 59th version of it. And he mentioned there was no Outrigger Rainbow Classic a couple of years ago just because of scheduling, and said, yeah, because of all of you, the Classic is still here. as the trophy is brought out to the team. They've got it. They'll be handing out lei here shortly to some of the standout players from the Outrigger Rainbow Classic, but it has been instilled on every member of this team, and it has been done for years, how important this is in college basketball and how important it is to this program. And there are times in a game where you kind of see it here and there, where you see that little lift of effort. And it's occasionally when you see some of those key plays late in the game that kind of remind you, okay, well, this is what they tell you about why this is so important. Live up to it. Play up to that standard. And you saw guys like Dre Bullock and even Isaac Johnson down the stretch live up to that billing. They're announcing the Outrigger Rainbow Classic All-Tournament team. Daniel Mayfield from Mississippi Valley State was really good today. Mayfield finished with 28 points, 8 rebounds in the 80-73 loss to Manhattan. Congratulations to him. Yes, they went 0 for 3 in the Outrigger Rainbow Classic, but Mississippi Valley State, I know a lot of people were down on them. They were last in KenPom coming into this week, but they gave Manhattan and they gave Utah Tech everything they could handle. Frazier Roxborough from Manhattan also named to the all-tournament team. Ethan Porter from Utah Tech tonight, 15 points, 5 rebounds, but he had 47, so a little over 15 a game in the 3 games here at the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. It says Ethan Potter. Potter was sensational for Utah Tech. Chance Trujillo fouled out today. Trujillo, a sharpshooter. This was kind of a cold night for Trujillo, in all honesty. After games of 15 and 12 against Manhattan and Mississippi Valley State, respectively, 9 for Trujillo. Dre Bullock named to the all-tournament team, and Bullock's biggest night of this event happened tonight. 23 points, 5 rebounds. Someone in the crowd asking for him to dunk, of course. But while the highlights were great, he hit his free throws down the stretch. And he made some big defensive plays down the stretch. Had a couple of steals, which are big. Isaac Johnson named the Outrigger Rainbow Classic Most Outstanding Player. And this was the 7-footer's quietest night. 14 points, once again tied his career high with 11 rebounds for a 3rd consecutive game. So he got a double-double, but he is saddled with foul trouble in the first half. And Johnson it wasn't necessarily flashy. There were no big threes. He was 0 for 2. I mean, he was doing dirty work tonight, where a lot of last night was kind of the fun stuff. It wasn't really fun for Isaac Johnson tonight, but it didn't really matter because he got the job done and he got the win that the team knew that they absolutely needed. Isaac Johnson named the most outstanding player of the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. While we have a moment here, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You are listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Part of the IO family of
Josh Pacheco with you from Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center as the conversations start to begin as the Outrigger Rainbow Classic has come to a close. Final here, Hawaii 68, Utah Tech 62. Let's go through some of the final numbers of this game. Hawaii shot 48%. It was a struggle through the first half of this game. Hawaii did shoot in the first half 52%. It was really, it wasn't necessarily a struggle, I would say, when it came to shooting. There were just some really tough possessions, a lot of turnovers. Hawaii had 19 of them. Hawaii kind of at times had to battle itself, I think was probably the best way to put it. Hawaii would shoot 48% for the game, 1 for 14 from outside the arc. But the Bows, when they got to the free throw line, made sure that they got the job done, going 21 of 25 84%. Out-rebounding Utah Tech 39-24. Second chance points off of offensive boards, 15-4. Points in the paint, 40-28. Hawaii had to kind of, I think, battle itself toward the end. And I think unlike in other games where you just saw individual efforts create individual highlights, unlike in other games, this was one of those where it just came down to, here's our best guy, and we need our best guy to play like it. We need our best guy to be the go-to guy. And Dre Bullock was indeed that guy tonight. Bullock, 23 points, 7 of 12 shooting, 1 of 4 from outside the arc, 8 of 8 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds for Bullock. He was the star tonight. Isaac Johnson would score 14 with 11 rebounds, as we mentioned, 4 of 6 shooting, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 12 for Gitas Namiksha. He got the start with Harry Ruliadep out tonight. Namiksha, 12.7 boards, 5 of 11 from the floor. Did not hit from outside the arc, was 0 for 3. Was perfect 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 7 for Isaac Finlinson off the bench, 6 for Jalen Myers in 12 minutes off the bench. Utah Tech shot 41%, but it was rough for Utah Tech from the floor for quite a bit of time, especially from the three-point line, where the Trailblazers would ultimately shoot 5 of 21. They were 4 of 13 in the second half, which means they were 1 of 8 in half number 1. And I think at one point they were 1 of 13. Then they knocked down a couple in a row, and they kind of started to change the narrative a little bit. They knocked down a few when they really needed to knock them down to kind of keep the game interesting and get right back into it. But that's really about all they would get. 5 of 21 from outside the arc, 11 of 15 from the free throw line, just over 73%. Their leading scorer was Ethan Potter, the all-tournament team selection. Potter, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 of 10 shooting, was 7 of 7 from the free throw line, did miss his only shot from outside the arc. 12 for Noah Bolonga. He had kind of a stretch where he had a matchup advantage. Bolonga did against Aaron Hunk and Clater. Got a couple of baskets back-to-back off of that. Bolonga 0 for 7 from outside the arc, and he came in at 26% three-point shooter. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 5 of 13 shooting, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 14 for Jashawn Holt off the bench to go along with 5 rebounds. He shot 6 of 10, 2 for 4 from distance. Chance Trujillo fouled out in this game. A very quiet 9 points. His 2 3-pointers were scattered. That last one was kind of a consequential one that kind of made it interesting late. But he goes 3 of 7 to finish this game. 5 for Tanner Davis. A quiet night for Davis, who averages about 11 a game. See some autographs being signed as the team still yet to fully make it into the locker room off of what was its grittiest victory of the 2025 season. Hawaii 68, Utah Tech 62. When we come back, we will at some point hear from the coach, Eran Ganot. That and more when we return. Bo 68, Trailblazers 62. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Did you know emotional symptoms are common after a concussion? Anxiety, sadness, irritability? These feelings can make everyday life harder after a head injury. And if you've had emotional struggles before, recovery could take even longer. That's why it's so important to recognize and understand these symptoms are a normal part of healing. If you need help, contact a medical professional. Learn more at hawaiiconcussion.com. This message was brought to you by Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, HCAM.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of BMW performance without a single piston or cylinder. A generation of all-electric vehicles designed and built like no other. The BMW iX, i7, and i4 revolutionize every drive into a thrilling opportunity to feel the pure rush of BMW 100% electric. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine?
Find your BMW today with a test drive at BMW of Honolulu.
Hate your popcorn ceilings? Well, Statewide GC and Construction offers a stretch fabric alternative to removing asbestos-infested ceilings that you will love. Don't be burdened with the danger, mess, and time-consuming process of scraping your ceiling. New Walls Fabric can cover it. New Walls Fabric is safe, cost-effective, and stylish. Most jobs are done in less than a week, and there is no move-out. Statewide GC and Construction is the exclusive dealer of New Walls of Hawaii. Go to statewide.hawaii.com or call 808-689-4115 for details.
Want to take control of your money and build real wealth? Join Hawaii Business Magazine Saturday, November 22nd at Punahou School for Money Matters 2025, presented by Hawaii State Federal Credit Union. This all-day financial conference features award-winning financial journalist and best-selling author Jean Chatzky, who will share strategies on how to grow your wealth. Breakout sessions such as Getting Started, Mind Over Matter, Getting Back on Track, or Retirement Planning. Seats are limited. Register today at hawaiibusiness.com.
Get ready to stay in score with the Pagoda Hotel Honolulu. Catch University of Hawaii football action and score discounted room rates. Your stay in score package includes 2 tickets to a UH football game, your comfy Pagoda hotel room, and complimentary parking. But hurry, there's a limited number of tickets available for the November 8th and November 29th games. Call or book now and make your game day a getaway at pagodahotel.com.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center starting to empty here. Its biggest crowd of the night, 3,300. Starting to catch on a little bit to what is maybe a different team. Even though the final score doesn't necessarily tell you that, 68-62, this was not one of the most offensively amazing performances that Hawaii has had here in the early year. At the same token, it's the brand of basketball, and people start hearing about some of the individual performances from guys like Bullock and Johnson, and maybe it starts to drive some people back to the arena. They see a win, they see some exciting things, maybe it drives them back again, and maybe more people, who knows? I mean, 3,300 is the better crowd that we've had this year. If they continue winning, there's a name opponent coming up on Thursday in Arizona State. What does that potentially look like? And we'll preview that coming up in just a little bit. But that's kind of what the hope was. I don't want to say expectation, because expectation's often kind of an annoying word to a lot of people. But the hope kind of was, hey, this is a team that could do some good things. Well, people got to see it. You want to kind of convince people, hey, go to these games, check out this team. With everything that's gone on, you got to convince people about the product, and the brand is Dre Bullock getting applause from some of the fans that are still here. He was just on with the television folks, and I believe he's going to join us later once he gets out of the interview room. He was named one of the all-classic team members, especially with his performance tonight. I'll be honest, I did one of the ballots for it, and coming into tonight, for me, it was going to be Harry Rouliadef off of his career night on Wednesday. Rouliadef would have been my guy on the all-tournament team. Unfortunately for Harry Rouliadef, he got hurt last night when there was a collision between Rouliadef and the shoulder of a Manhattan player. Rouliadef left the game, did not return, and earlier today we found out he was, just as a precaution, ruled out of this game. And so that kind of changed it, and then Bullock all of a sudden had a really, really solid performance, and that kind of stuck and got Bullock on the all-tournament team. He has certainly been a crowd favorite early on. All the dunks that people are seeing on the highlights, on the social media, on the news. They're listening to him on the radio. All of that they are hearing and seeing. One of the things that he was pumping out in the exhibition games, and people are now kind of seeing that, and they're seeing it for real, and they're seeing the in wins, and in even a close loss to Oregon, they're seeing the things that really kind of turn people onto the product. That's kind of exciting. And speaking of Bullock, he had a couple of sensational plays today. Our Wow Lao Lao play of the game is brought to you by Young's Fish Market, home of the Wow Lao Lao. And in typical fashion, when Dre Bullock, who's going to win this award by a landslide by the end of the year, he doesn't just provide one highlight. He provides multiple. For example, this. Erickson driving, gets help from Potter, kicks into the corner. Bullock fakes the three, drives baseline. Bullock flies in with a right-handed jam. There's the highlight reel from Dre Bullock. Davis trying to drive right. He slips on the floor. Ball loose, taken away by Myers. Has Bullock up ahead, and he'll sky for a two-hand jam. 40-32, Hawaii, 13-15 remaining. You break that press, and then Bullock knocks down the steal. Bullock to the rim! Oh, my! Bullock jamming it home with one hand. His third dunk of the night. Yeah, we just condensed it all into one highlight to call that our Wow Lao Lao dunks of the game. Brought to you by Young's Fish Market, home of the Wow Lao Lao. That last one, I think, was incredibly important because it was defense turning into offense, and that was something that Bullock has been known for and something that they really needed. Hawaii's defense really needed to step up late in the game, especially as Utah Tech was starting to knock down a couple of shots here and there. They knocked down a couple threes late. You may remember they got within one at one point. And Hawaii's defense had to claw down. You saw the press employed by Hawaii, which is not something we see all that often from the Rainbow Warriors. You saw that. You saw some mismatches. You saw guys having to play. You saw a small lineup at one point, in fact, when you saw Isaac Johnson in foul trouble. Yassine Toomey was in foul trouble. He was not much of a factor in the second half. Gitas Miksha, who started the game with Ruli Adef out, he was in a little bit of foul trouble. They had to navigate through that. At one point, he had to play the 5 because of all of those issues, and Hawaii had to survive through and with it, and they ultimately did to pick up the 68-62 result. Let's check on everything else happening around the Big West tonight. Everything else final. UC San Diego defeating Idaho 75-67, the final score tonight. Former Rainbow Warrior Tom Beatty, 15.7 rebounds, 6 assists. UCSD trying to pick up right where it left off after winning the Big West Championship a year ago and getting to the NCAA tournament and being one of the stories of the West Coast of college basketball. A good start for the Tritons. UC Riverside has lost a couple in a row. They dropped one at home to North Dakota, 76-74. Cal State Fullerton off to a 1-3 start. They lose at home to Pacific, 85-73. UC Irvine with a 79-70 win against Weber State. So right now the standings look like this in the Big West Conference. It is UC San Diego at 4-0, UC Santa Barbara at 3-0, and then Hawaii right behind that at 4-1. The non-conference record only means something when we're talking about resumes and the NCAA tournament. Other than that, it means absolutely nothing. It's about what you do in the Big West when Hawaii gets there, and that Big West season is less than a month away, December 4th and December 6th, when Hawaii has UC Davis and Cal State Fullerton. These are the kinds of games, and I know there are some people who talk about schedule. They talk about, the games that kind of define you and kind of put you in a position to be successful in conference. These are the kinds of games that sharpen you and get you better prepared for that. How do you close out games? Who is your go-to guy down the stretch? Who hits free throws? All of those things. That's what prepares you for Big West games and potentially Big West wins For all of the people who talk about this team needing to go to the Big West tournament and needing to win games and the goal that the team has set for itself of getting to an NCAA tournament and getting to the Sweet 16, for all of those goals that have been laid out and publicly talked about, these games are forget the name of the opponent and forget all the other stuff. This was the first time. I shouldn't say the first time. This is the second time this year and the first time at home that Hawaii has had to play with 2 minutes to go and play with the game on the line. The Oregon game was one that Hawaii lost, and obviously Hawaii losing a lot of its height. Hawaii was brought down to size, and that's how the game was ultimately decided. This was a game where Utah Tech was put in a similar type of position to what Hawaii was, and Hawaii, unlike the Oregon game, Hawaii hit free throws. Hawaii had some defensive stops. You could see where the difference was from one close game to the other, and that bore out here in the last couple of minutes in this game. We'll talk to Hawaii coach Eran Ganot here in a moment. Arizona State is going to be the opponent for the Bows coming up on Thursday before the Sun Devils head off to the Southwest Airlines Maui Invitational in Lahaina. Arizona State is 2-1 on the year. Utah Tech played them tough when they played on Sunday, so that will be a fun test coming up on Sunday. But before we get there, Hawaii head coach Eran Ganot joining us. We were just talking before you got here. These are the games where you learn a lot about your team when you got 2 minutes left to go and you're trying to grind through a game. You got to hit your free throws. You're trying to figure out who is the guy that's going to carry us here. You saw those final 2 minutes. How would you say your team responded?
I think before the final two, not great, but, I think, again, like this was an ugly game. It was hideous. It was beautiful early when we were playing. Like I know people say third game, 4 days is going to be ugly, and you probably heard me say it doesn't have to be, though. We don't need it to be ugly, but we need to go through them, and especially with Cuff out and obviously Harry not there. There's a couple voices there, so you could see some disorganization. We got to do a better job helping them. We were in the game because of our rebounding. Our defense, not as good in the second half at key times, but the free throw shooting. So you've heard us, like what I really like is we get to the line. We had a couple struggles early from the free throw line in a couple early games. We kept going to the line, and we're at our best at the free throw line late. Dre, 8 for 8.
Yeah. As a team, 21 of 25. Isaac Johnson was 6 for 6. We'll talk to Dre in a little bit, but I want to talk about him from your perspective. Sometimes maybe the game goes a little too fast at times. We saw that turnover there in the last minute where he just tried to get it across the floor and maybe he didn't need to. Defense turning into offense, the tip back off a missed shot, intangibles that don't read in the box score necessarily. That's become something that people may be quietly catching on to with him.
Yeah, and I think the game got a little, dull for a little bit, and just a couple of his dunks, he missed one or two maybe, but got the crowd going. And, it's always, we talk about push with poise, not, that's where a couple of those you got to, I'm sure he'll like those back. He's mature enough to go, I probably could have handled that one better. I handled this one really well. I love the work he did at the free throw line, those kind of things. So there's nothing like live reps. You simulate all you want, and this group has to go through them together. They were thrown in the fire, third game in 4 days without a couple of our voices. And then, of course, we'll have our bigs foul like crazy with that going on. And I don't know, you saw a subtle thing that I really appreciate. Gita's playing the 5 for a couple reps and navigating the foul trouble, and Jalen and him for that stretch. I thought we did a good job when they cut it close, separate, and they had the back-to-back threes. That was a real dagger, but we played our best after that.
Utah Tech put up a zone and kind of went out of it here and there, and it looked like it seemed like you're trying to figure out that zone for a little while. That was, the spacing wasn't there. You're trying to figure it out initially, at least.
Yeah, and we've seen it before. I don't know if it was the third game in 4 days because we've, whether it's man or zone or they shift from it, we've now seen it, and we've done a really good job of it. And I don't know if it's because we missed, we didn't shoot well from 3, and now we get a little hesitant. And nobody's good when they're hesitant. I'd rather us aggressive. And like I said, I'd rather, especially with the identity of this group, the turnover bug came back. We were up 10 and ready to separate, and then we had laziest turnovers ever, which feeds into them being a little more hyped up and putting pressure, and they were rewarded for it. But when we get the shots up, even when we miss them, we're pretty good at getting the offensive rebound. You can't do that with the turnover. So staying aggressive with it now, using this experience against changing defenses, I think will help us moving forward. And we'll watch the film.
Yeah, I think we haven't talked about your defense enough, though. Utah Tech really struggled to get clean looks, and I'm talking about outside the three-point line and within. The 41.1% field goal shooting from Utah Tech, kind of misleading a little bit. They struggled from three. I think they had one I think they started 1 for 13. A lot of hands in front of shooters that made life difficult for them for a majority of this game.
Yeah, even the last 2 games they've gotten 2 threes each in the last couple of minutes. So, I mean, that is a mark of our team. We just obviously, you look at the last 6 years, it's like in terms of 3-point attempts allowed, it's percentage-wise, we're like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. This is nationally.
Yeah.
So that's always been there for us. Hopefully that stays. And it's nice to see with a new group that we're trying to forge that identity. But, we got to be better at, I know we get to the line. We don't need to get them to the line. They got to the line early. Again, the turnovers were a big part of it.
All right, 2 things before I let you go. One, you mentioned 3 games in 4 days, 4 and 7. Now it feels like a lot of time off between now and Thursday with Arizona State. So how do you handle a little bit of rest here before the next game?
Well, usually after like the Diamond Head or the Rainbow, you want to give them 2 days, kind of a 2-day thing, because especially when you come off, this is the first time we're not just coming off the Rainbow, but coming off the Oregon trip into the Rainbow. So tomorrow likely, and we'll reevaluate with the staff when we meet tonight, but likely obviously off tomorrow, and then probably no contact the next day, and then get after it and then fire fresh for the game. We got to balance, keeping them fresh and attacking some things and going from there. The flurry's still coming, like we said, with 20th, 24, 28. But we have to find a way to get better in quick turnarounds.
Lastly, I know you spoke to the crowd. We caught a little bit of it here on our live mic. I know how proud you are of this event, the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. I think at one point you said this does not stay, even though it was gone for a year, without the Hawaii fan base. Yeah. You talked about the importance of the Coaches versus Cancer event that happened earlier tonight. You were pulling double duty tonight. Talk about how much this night meant to you. Winning the Rainbow Classic, I know you impart on these players how important that is, and Hawaii's done it now for the 17th time. How proud of you are? How proud are you of this night? All the things we've talked about and putting it all together.
One of the great nights, obviously, and one of the busiest. So. Yeah. And obviously everybody's got a little fatigue. We have, you heard us say this, the guys get your rest, staff staying up late and grinding. And that's a fair deal. Those guys are working on the floor. We got to prepare them. But, someone who, always, and all of us do this, right? Not just immerse yourself in the culture of Hawaii, but immerse yourself in the history of the university, of the state, of the athletic programs. And, I was an assistant when the Diamond Head came in, and we're not losing the Rainbow because the Diamond Head's come in. Let's pivot and reinvent it. And now we're going to reinvent it again with this new landscape. And when we brought in the Coaches versus Cancer event, it's become a national respected event. And the Diamond Head went away. So the Coaches versus Cancer did not. So like today was special because the Rainbow didn't go away. The Diamond didn't go away. The Coaches versus Cancer didn't go away. And it all is a byproduct of incredible sacrifices from our sponsors, from people. I keep calling it obviously the power of the Hawaii fan base. And it's nice to share that with our current guys who feel it too. This is a special place. It was a rare time I got, an opportunity to thank people in person, and I can't thank them enough for what they meant to me, my family, and to allow us to take care of our guys who are our extended family.
Coach, we'll see you on Thursday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hawaii coach Eran Ganot joining us here on the post-game report. Hawaii with a 68-62 win over Utah Tech. And Dre Bullock's going to sit down and join us now, one of the all-classic members here after what has been a very busy weekend. Dre, talk a little bit about what the Rainbow Classic to you means. I mean, Coach Ganot instills that in all of you coming into the week, how much it means to him and how much it means to the program. How much of that did you take on here, learning that for the first time?
Yeah, like you said, our coaches kind of brought it up to us, like what they experienced the past years before. And obviously that's my first year here, so I didn't really have no clue or, experience of how it was going to be for real. So, yeah, definitely a blessing. Seeing all the fans come out, all the kids, clapping and stuff. For me, yeah, it means a lot. That's my final year here, so I'm gonna represent Hawaii the best I can, and it's a great culture here, great fan base, support, and yeah, it definitely helped us win tonight.
Yeah, we'll get an opportunity to talk about your year here at some point, but one of the things Coach and I talked about a short time ago, we can talk about the dunks all day. We won't talk about the misses. We'll do that another time.
Yeah.
But it's the other stuff. It's the tip back. In fact, I think we haven't played the ultimate performance moment of this game. So since you're here, studio, fire up the ultimate performance of the game from Dre Bullock in one of the plays that was the most important in the second half. Take a listen. Goes around, dishes left corner, Erickson out for Namicha for three. Off the back iron, no, Bullock tip, it's good! And a foul! The highlight reel doesn't have to include a dunk. Okay, you're laughing. Take me through that.
Yeah, honestly, just, it was a close game, so just trying to do my best to find a way to, secure the ball, get the rebound. My job on offense, whenever the shot go up, is mostly crashing. Depending who I'm in the game, but mostly my job is crashing. So, yeah, Gita shot the ball, Gita shot it right. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, my man didn't, check me for the box out. So just going all there 2 feet and, trying to secure the rebound, but try to score it at the same time. So, yeah, just finding a way to put the ball in the rim.
You weren't trying to flush that too, were you?
Nah, I was trying to put it in the rim.
But I think that's the other story that Coach and I were talking about. It's the other stuff, flying in for the rebound. You got a couple of steals. One of them led to a transition dunk. And maybe sometimes when the offense isn't there, and we've seen that at times this week, the other parts of your game tend to stand out. How much pride have you taken in that?
A lot of pride. I take pride in defense, rebound, and just trying to be versatile on the floor. I don't want to limit myself to just one ability or one skill. Definitely, I'm really talented in a lot of ways. So just trying to express different categories of my game. If my shot's not going in, at least play defense, at least get some steals. Dive on the floor, bring some energy to the crowd. So yeah, just trying to be versatile, just bring everything to the game all at once.
You've played in a lot of places. When you hear that crowd rise for every dunk that you put down, what does that feel like?
Yeah, definitely a momentum booster. Definitely. Shout out to fans tonight for that. Definitely needed that. Brings a lot of energy, from the bench to the crowd to 5 players on the floor. Yeah, it's definitely a momentum booster, to be honest. And yeah, shout out to fans, because without them, it wouldn't really be the same. So yeah, just bringing a lot of energy whenever those, dunks or spectacular plays happen. So.
I'm going to ask you to be Coach Dre before I let you go. 5 games in, assess your team now at 4-1.
Yes, sir. Wait, say it again.
I'm going to ask you to be a coach.
Okay.
Be a coach. Assess your team.
For
you, yeah.
Okay.
Just how your team is right now. Well,
yeah.
Where would you assess your strengths? Where would you assess the things you need to work on?
Yeah, strengths. Everybody's. We got a deep team, so we can use anybody, to throw in the game for certain situations. Everybody's versatile. It might not be my night and be Harry night. It'll be Jalen night. It might be Zay night. It might be Fish night. So we got a lot of good guys. Weaknesses, just taking care of the ball. Definitely times where we throw up crap on offense or dribble off our foot or pass it too hard to the man. So that's really important plays that we could score, So definitely taking care of the ball, and then, yeah, just staying composed throughout the game. I really necessarily say that's a weakness. Definitely something we could do better on, throughout the game. They hit 2 big shots, now it's tied up, or we just blew a lead, off a turnover or something. So just, focusing on the next play so we can get that right back instead of just, complaining to the refs or, talking to each other. Yeah, just staying mature about that. Obviously basketball gonna have this run. So yeah, just staying composed throughout the game, losing, winning, up 20, down 20, whatever happens.
I won't put you on a coach's spot again. My bad.
You're good.
Dre, congratulations. We'll see you on Thursday against Arizona State.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. That's Dre Bullock, the man who put together the ultimate performance in this game tonight as Hawaii puts up a 68-62 victory over Utah Tech. The ultimate performance of the game is driven by BMW of Honolulu, and he's still got injury. He's still got energy to run back to the locker room after doing 2 interviews and the press room. He was busy tonight. BMW of Honolulu inviting you to take a test drive of the ultimate driving machine, where you will find exceptional offers. Trey Bullock, the player who delivered tonight's ultimate performance. So as we mentioned, Hawaii, Arizona State coming up on Thursday. Arizona State did beat Utah Tech on Sunday by a final of 81-66. Hung around with 19th ranked Gonzaga 77-45. They've got Georgia State coming up on Monday before coming here. And then, as we mentioned, the Southwest Airlines Maui Invitational with Texas. And after that, who knows?
Texas A&M has climbed the mountain. They lead South Carolina 31-30. Minute 19 to go. 4th down and 16. Last gas time for South Carolina. Sellers being chased. Sellers looking nothing. Trying to run against Howell. Can't get by him. Taken down. Turnover on downs. And the greatest comeback in Texas A&M history is complete. And they're going to stay unbeaten to go to 10-0.
Yeah, that comeback, the biggest in school history, it eclipses the 21-point rally by a Johnny Manziel-led team in a 52-48 win in the 2013 Chick-fil-A Bowl over Duke. Texas A&M proves to 10-0 with a 31-30 victory.